If Alsa, Will Reynolds, Newfoundland Regiment, 2 games played, didn't score but set up 3 and +4. And from Shawinigan, Noah McKinnon, 2 games played, no goals but 3 assists and +6. Goaltender, Yugyenbu, Luca Beckman, Bekko Montrekar, 2-0-0-0, save percentage .968, 1 shutout, and the goals against a 1.00. There it is, the FloHockey Team of the Week in the QMJHL Week 6.
This is Moncton Wildcats Hockey on Inspire FM, your inspiration station at 105.1 FM Greater Moncton, 107.7 in Bugtouche, 107.3 in Sussex, and 99.1 in Amherst. Click www.inspire.fm to listen on your phone or computer. Moncton Wildcats Hockey, only on Inspire FM. Prospect of the Week.
Q Prospect of the Week, Oleg Kulibiakin. Through this year, the Q will be highlighting a player eligible for the NHL entry draft on a weekly basis. Standout prospect Week 7, Halifax Moosehead winger Oleg Kulibiakin. St. Petersburg, Russia native, really impressed during 3 road games, scoring 4, adding 3 assists. Kulibiakin earned 3 of those points on the power play. Wednesday night, the rookie delivered a stellar performance. The Mooseheads visited the Armada, winning 7-5. Kulibiakin scored the first 2 of the game, adding an assist on the game winner. Friday night, the Mooseheads were defeated in overtime and went around to 5-4. Despite that, Kulibiakin stepped up again with a goal and an assist. Back in action the following day, the Mooseheads fell to Val-d'Or just down the highway, 6-4. Kulibiakin had a goal and an assist, leading both teams with 8 shots on net. Eligible for the 26 NHL draft, Kulibiakin is proving the Mooseheads right for selecting him 9th overall in the most recent CHL import draft, as he leads the team with 12 goals and 19 points heading into action late this week in 16 games. Q Prospect of the Week, Halifax winger Oleg Kulibiakin.
This is Maritime Hydraulic Wildcats Hockey on Inspire FM.
Bring your group to see the Wildcats in action. Whether you're hosting clients, celebrating a special occasion, or enjoying a night out with family and friends, we'll help you create a memorable experience for all. Save on regular pricing offered at the box office. Reserved block seating so you can sit and cheer together. And now, back to live action on Maritime Hydraulic Wildcats Hockey.
Welcome back, everybody, to Sport Excellence Rousseau in Boisbriand, Quebec. The Armada, first place team in the Western Conference. Rouen-Noranda barking at their heels meanwhile. The Islanders have 2 more points, but they play 2 more games, leading that Eastern Conference. First of 3 for your Wildcats. Moncton, past 10 games, 6-3, 1-0. And the Armada, 5-4, 1-0. Power plays are running about the same. Moncton at 21%, the Armada at 23%. We are hooked into the on-ice microphones, folks. There's about 8 or 9 of them hanging from the building here, and we will won't knock you out of your seats, but it should be entertaining here with what they call the on-ice mics. We are connected to them here at the building. Lots coming up on the program. We look forward to our hockey reporters checking in on the first intermission. Will McLaren, all the way from Halifax, NS, will join me live. Stéphane Ledoux is here. We have a lots on the show tonight. Great to hear from Vincent Collard. We'll hear that later tonight, of course, for your enjoyment, the 25-goal man from last year. For the Moncton Wildcats, Caleb Desnoyers centering Nico Turnus, the 10-goal scorer. Kuzma Voronin. Teddy Mutrin down the middle with Alex Mercier and Simon Binkley. Gabe Smith between Ryan Chudzinski and Preston Lounsbury. Riley Sampson with Graydon Robertson Palmer flanking on the wing, Spencer Thornborough. And in goal, of course, the steady 6'4" Rudy Guimond. And on the other side, it is Arseny Radkov for the Armada, 6'4", the 18-year-old Belarusian. The Armada 11-4-2-0, your Wildcats 7-4-2-0. They play 4 more games in Moncton. Cats skating right to left are underway here in Boisbriand. Puck shot out through center, chipped in by the Cats. They're in the corner. Messi knocking his opponent down. The Armada in their jet black road home uniforms with the white trim. Messi's going to keep it in the corner. He's out there with Teddy Mutrin. Binkley, Chandler starting lineup along with Fouquier Gendron and Tommy Blyle. The Armada chip it into the corner. Blyle throws it around the boards to Mutrin in the corner. Mutrin coming up the wall. Puck now in the neutral zone, picked up by Simon Binkley. Binkley swings back in the Moncton zone, just underway. We played 39 seconds in the opening period, no score. Eric Wallenius will carry it over center and shoot it in. Chudzinski, rebound shot. Radkov had to be sharp with that from a sharp angle. Back to the blue line, the puck will bobble out to center. Picked up by the Cats. Wallenius has it now. They'll chip it down an open wing. Gabe Smith out there with Lounsbury. Ryan Chudzinski. Loose puck at the Armada blue line. Chudzinski back to Wallenius. A bouncing, rolling puck. He'll sling it over to his defense partner. Matt Virgilio up the middle. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Picked up by the Armada. Matt Gosselin will shoot it in. Rudy Guimond's into the corner. He'll throw it up on the boards. Loose puck bouncing around in the Moncton zone. Back to the blue line. Plamondon at the top of the circle. There's a shot. Guimond loose in front. Lounsbury will pounce on that loose puck and start up the left side. Lead pass through center. Nico Turnus lost it. Coming down the wing. Bizona, dangerous number 9. Cuts to his backhand. Centers it. Nobody there. Good coverage by the Cats through the middle. Wow, nice move. Turnus coming down the right side. Throws it in front. Deflected by Radkov. On a mad rush by the Cats on the way back. 18:05 remaining. In the first period, no score. Good spirited start to this game. 2 top clubs in the QMJHL. Fouquier Gendron at the Moncton blue line carries it through center. Moncton veteran number 24 will knock it into the corner. Takes a hit immediately. Zanon throws it back in behind the net. Here come the Armada in their own zone. Up the wing they come. It's through center and a bobbling puck will end up at the Moncton blue line. Mutrin will knock it down. Throw it up the wing. Picked up by Tom Blyle. Blyle cuts to the middle. He'll drop it back. Delia not shooting, giving it to Turnus. Turnus turning in the corner, spins off a check from his man, Filai. Back to the blue line, Aiden Diamond not there. The puck will slide down the ice. 17:19 to go, no icing. First period, no score. Again, the Cats skating right to left. Welcome everybody on FloHockey and the Cats Radio Network and Spire FM. Otto Magnuson at the blue line. Chip puck coming down the wing, flying down the wing as a shot. Guimond made the save. A lovely shot there off 84. Ludovic Grenier cutting it on the wing. Bouncing puck at the Moncton bench. Whistle on the play. That'll be a glove to head. Both goaltenders tested early. Filai pushing and shoving. Riley Sampson as well with number 34. Raphael Cloutier with a bit of an arm shoving match. Linesman quickly there. Otto Magnuson shows up. Adding police protection. No score. First period. Marty here at the Centre Excellence Sport Rousseau in Boisbriand, Quebec. Wildcats staying in nearby Laval, just up the highway a little bit. Right across from the American Hockey League home of Laval Rocket, the Place Belle. Very nice building. Hartford Wolfpack are in there tomorrow night to play the Laval Rocket. Having a pretty good year at 6-4 start. American Hockey League now, North American wide. Face off to the right of Rudy Guimond, no score. Mutrin, puck off the face-off. Wallenius comes up the wall, chops it out to center, takes a hit. Bouncing puck, the Cats are there defensively. Mutrin knocks it out to center. Loose puck to Binkley. Coming down with the speedy Mercier. Mercier tries to cut around his man. Carbonneau back to the blue line, a shot wide by Virgilio from the right point. Puck kept in by the Cats. Wallenius moving into the zone. Hammered off the glass by the Armada, back out to center. Virgilio, nice move to get around some Armada players. He'll throw it to the front of the net. Teddy Mutrin in behind the net. Mercier in front, there's a shot. Virgilio, they score! Matt Virgilio off the boards, went to the front of the net, and Mutrin set him up. And number 15 wraps it home. That'll be goal number 2 on the year. Great offensive play by defenseman Matt Virgilio, the veteran. And it's a 1-0 Cats lead here in Boisbriand. We'll try to get the time of that goal. 3:45. Assurance Vienno, first period, beating Radkoff. Great play by Virgilio. He had to deke out 3 Armada in the center ice area. Went to the boards with it, threw it in behind the net, and Mutrin centered it. Virgilio went to the high slot, and bingo! In by Radkoff. Cats up 1-0 here over the number 1 team in the Western Conference. Your Blainville-Boisbriand Armada under Alexandre Jacques. Off the face-off, Hockey Jean Dedon to the speedy Tom Blyle. He'll rip it in from center. Bad, crazy hop in front of the net. Lounsbury almost got a good shot away. Gabe Smith swings out. Smith, Utah draft pick, losing it through center. It's a race down. Fortier Gendron's going to catch his man. Nice to play defensively. Tom Blyle got back to break up that 2-on-1. In the corner, Ryan Chudzinski tried to bring it up the wall. Big gem up on the boards in the Cat zone. Fortier Jean Dedon pries it loose. Marty Kingston here in Boisbriand with a 1-0 Cats lead. Puck chipped in on the wall by Moncton. Cutting to the middle of the front of the net. There's a weak shot rolling off to the side. Chudzinski continues with the puck. Back to the blue line. A shot by Wallenius blocked in front. Loose puck on the wall. Good work on the boards by Chudzinski. And the Armada flip it out to center. High airborne puck at the blue line. 2 Armada bust out. Gosselin coming down. He'll center one in front, and it hopped over the stick of Matteo Nobar. Puck now out to center. Defenseman Filai. Play broken up by Lounsbury. Virgilio takes over. Nice play up the middle. Nico Turnus, a backhand pass to the speedy Veronin. Veronin goes into the corner with Xavier Villeneuve. 2 speedsters there, actually. Villeneuve battling Veronin. 4 players in the Armada corner. 1-0 Cats on the goal by Virgilio at 3:45. Here come the Armada through center. A pass off a skate, gobbled up by Desnoyers. He'll throw it across the blue line, broken up. Fortier Jean Dedon always makes the safe play, shooting it in. Desnoyers picks it up on the other side. Desnoyers back to the blue line. Blyle moves in a drive, and Radkoff will find that one and hang on. The big 6'4" Belarusian, Arseny Radkoff. Rudy Guimond goal for the Cats. Shots are 2-2. Great start to this game, folks. Great start to the trip. On the road again. Thank you, Adam McLaren, our wonderful producer. Introducing Willie Nelson to the program. Matt Virgilio, second of the year. From Alex Mercier and Ted Mutrin at 3:45. A thing of beauty. That first Wildcat goal. Great work by the veteran D-man Virgilio, and a beautiful centering pass by Ted Mutrin behind the Armada net. 1-0 lead back to the blue line. There's another drive. Radkoff will take that heavy wrist shot from Blyle in the chest, and he'll flop down and hold on. Moncton looking sharp here. Everybody healthy for the most part. Caleb Desnoyers playing his first game back, looking good out there. Victor Morisset, Richer, Jackson Batchelder, Danny Buckley not in the lineup. Spencer Gill on the injured list. The Armada. There's a shot off the face-off, walking in with a chip shot on Radkoff. Teddy Mutrin went forward, not back. Right off the draw. Got a pretty good shot away. Olivier Metcalf not in the lineup as well for the Armada. Spencer Gill and the goaltender Jakub Malota is hurt as well. Here come the Armada through center. Cats leading 1-0 with 14:18 to go in the first period. In behind the net, Otto Magnuson, nice play. He'll backhand to Highwind out to center, rolling through center. Intercepted the Cats, almost busting in, but the loose puck turned over. Here come the Armada in their own zone. 72, that's Alexandre Xavier Villeneuve. Puck shot into the corner by the Armada. Magnuson ties him up. Vindov's got 22 points on the year. Lead pass Moncton. They're going to knock it out to the blue line. Binkley will do the forechecking for the Cats. 1-0 Moncton on the Virgilio goal. 13:46 to go. Opening period. Puck shot in by Boisbriand. Around the boards to Graydon Robertson Palmer. He'll throw it across the rink. Puck now kept it at the blue line. Aiden Diamond on the second attempt gets it out. Good play. Binkley battling through center with Riley Sampson. Whoa! Robertson Palmer knocked down by Carbonneau. Bit of a glove area in the face, knocking down Moncton Speedy 71. Puck battle in the Armada zone. Back to the blue line. Millennius keeps it in. It continues to be right on the paint. Kept in nicely by Thornborough. Bouncing into the corner with Carbonneau, 77. They're in the corner in the Armada zone. Sampson along the boards. Plays a rough game out there. Chopped out to center by the Armada. Virgilio snaps it on the wing, and Sampson will redirect that into the Armada bench on the redirect. And there's the buzzer stopping play. What a spirited first period. Cats looking good here with a 1-0 lead. Matt Virgilio, second of the year from an ex-Mercier, and Teddy Mutrin at 3:45. This is Wildcats hockey on FloHockey TV and the Cats radio network, Inspire FM.
Moncton Wildcats first period of play. Brought to you by Yip Cider.
Je te dis, Mike, VNO Insurance has been insuring New Brunswickers since the Ice Age.
That's called exaggeration, Julie.
Ben, back when your pépère used to deliver ice blocks aux housewives.
No kidding.
C'est vrai. VNO's not like them Jean-Guy come lately, who call you during souper with a pitch and a prayer.
That's for sure. Hey, Julie, Pepper had a cool job, huh?
Don't make me block you, Mike. Experience and local knowledge count. Learn more at govno.com. Worry pas.
Stay connected with your Moncton Wildcats on social media. On Facebook and Instagram, search Moncton Wildcats. On Twitter, follow at Moncton Wildcats. And you can always get ticket information and the latest Wildcats news at moncton-wildcats.com.
This is Maritime Hydraulic Wild Hockey on Inspire FM.
Welcome back, everybody. Good Thursday night. Marty Kingston, the voice of your Moncton Wildcats, and very honored and proud to be doing this Moncton 30th year in the queue. We'll have a look back in Wildcat history a little bit later as well. Great years along the way. No score in Rimouski. St. John is there battling the Oceanic halfway through the opening period. About 5 minutes in, Victoriaville, Drummondville, and Tigre, no score. 1-0 here on the Matt Virgilio goal. Loose puck rolling at the Armada blue line. Binkley, who can really fly, cuts in around the defenseman Plamondon, lost his footing. The Armada breaking out. Moncton speed is really good. There's a play in front of the net. Backhander, they score! Teddy Mutrin! And a beautiful setup from Simon Binkley. The puck stayed in. 2-on-1 basically at the net. Binkley turned and fed Mutrin, and he slipped the backhander in by Radkoff. Ted Mutrin having a huge first period. Man, what a beautiful play by Simon Binkley and Teddy Mutrin. Norwell, Mass, and Binkley, of course, Anchorage, Alaska. And they meet here in Boisbriand, Quebec via the Moncton Wildcats. What a beautiful play. It was kept in at the blue line. Really 2-0 at the net when Binkley turned and fed Mutrin, and a beautiful play from Teddy Mutrin. He had a highlight reel goal at St. John on Sunday. In the 4-2 win, the Cats have won their last 3 on the road. 6-3, 1-0 in the last 10. From the faceoff, Fortier Gendron will snap it across. Here comes Tom Blyle up the wing. Blyle through center, will backhand it in the corner. Lovely goal, Ted Mutrin, an equally beautiful setup from Simon Binkley. Here come the Armada through center. They're outside the Moncton blue line. 16-goal scorer Carbonneau will shoot it in. He's wearing number 8, the St. Louis Blues property. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Lounsbury with a rolling puck, just going to hammer it off the glass in the Armada zone. 12 minutes to go in the first period. Moncton 2, the Armada no score. Ted Mutrin's 4th of the year from Simon Binkley, and a great play to keep it in by Alex Mercier. 2-0 Moncton. 7:24 time of that goal. Assurance Bienot. There's a shoot in by the Armada. Fortier Gendron double team, but the puck got to Gabe Smith through center. Coming down the wing for the Cats. Chudzinski tries to throw into the front of the net to Lounsbury. Into the corner. Chudzinski back to the blue line. Aiden Diamond steps off the wall, not shooting. Back to Magnuson. He'll fire it into the corner and the other side. Picked up by Carbonneau. 77, there's the high flip by the Armada, almost hitting the clock down the ice. That'll be icing on Blainville-Boisbriand. They seem a little taken aback with Moncton speed here in the opening period. The Cats have a lot of great skaters this year. Folks, a very exciting hockey team, and again, climbing the rungs slowly in that Eastern Conference. 3 road wins. The only blemish here would be the Halifax win, 5-2 on 4 in the second period back at the Avenir 2 weeks ago. Matt Virgilio from Mercier and Ted Mutrin. Ted Mutrin from Simon Binkley and Alex Mercier. 2-0, 2-0 Cats here. Game 1 of a 3-game swing, first of the year. On the road again. Back to the Cat blue line. Blyle snaps it across to Otto Magnuson. The big 74 rips one in off the glass in the corner. Flying after that is Veronin. Tied up with Yernesio. Torje, the Scandinavian D-man, still in behind. Radkoff in the Armada zone. Veronin digging hard. The Cats throw it to Magnuson. There's the shot. An arm save by Radkoff on that heavy wrist shot. Otto Magnuson moving in from the blue line and set up. Top of the circle. Good shot by 74. Out of play off the arm of Radkoff. A lot of Army cadets here. Navy, Army, Air Force as we head to November 11th next week. There'll be probably ceremonies, I would say, in Sherbrooke tomorrow night and the Rimouski Sunday at 3 o'clock. We'll try to carry them all for you live as we honor our Canadian veterans coming up next week officially on the 11th. Face off to the right of Radkoff in the Armada zone. He is out there with Nico Turnus and Kuzma Veronin. Wellenius on the left blue line. Matt Virgilio playing the right point. Face off went lateral. It's fired back to the blue line, picked up by the Armada, Olivier Lemieux. Puck battle, the Cats are going to keep it in. Denway is off the boards, feeds it back into the corner, picked up by Plamondon. Here come the Armada through center, a long airborne pass deflected. No icing to the side of the Moncton net. Virgilio with a loose puck. It's centered by the Armada. Intercepted though by Turnus. Turnus comes through center. Nico Turnus to Veronin. Veronin throws one to the front of the net, deflected high into the corner. Quickly back to the blue line. Virgilio is there. Matt Virgilio across to Wellenius. Up the wing. Tipped by Turnus. Going is Veronin. He'll try to center one. The puck intercepted by the Armada. Vincent Collard wearing 12. Back comes Maya Laving. Good play on the backhand. And Guimont got a piece of that on a nifty backhander by Maya Laving. Puck chopped down the wall by the Cats. No icing. The speedy Villeneuve, the 18-year-old D-man, stumbles on the way out. Barely keeping it in, sliding it across to his partner, Olivier Filai. Here come the Armada at the Moncton blue line. Loose puck in front. Can they get a shot away? It's high over the net. Chipped by number 8, Justin Carbonneau. Kept in by the Armada. Here come the Cats now up the wing. Graydon Robertson-Palmer's going to get some speed going. He'll backhand it in. Out there with Thornbrook. Cats changing quickly. 9:25 to go in the first. 2-0 Moncton. Here's Big Laving, the former Oceanic, the 20-year-old. Penalty on the play. Wow. He turned and stopped, but Teddy Mutrin had the stick in the legs, and Mutrin will get the box here in Boisbriand. Centre d'Excellence Sport. Rousseau, Mutrin in the penalty box. Cats are up 2-0 in the first period. Moncton penalty kill brought to you by Firo Western Recycling. The Cats PK, they're in the mid-70s along with both teams. Moncton power play again running at 21%, the Armada 23. Victo Tick continue to defy everything, and they're well over 30% for a last place club. The Armada on the power play, Villeneuve. 2-0 Moncton, side of the net, there's a shot, nice play, and it's knocked out to the center. Guimont made the save. Defending for Moncton, Lounsbury, Gabe Smith, Eric Wellenius, and number 24, Adam Fortier-Gendron. Here come the Armada, Carbonneau to Desjardins. Desjardins will sling it in. That's Vincent, the 19-year-old, also strong 25-point season going. Bill Zono number 9, top of the circle. At the goal line, the Armada trying to work it around. Cats up 2-0. Power play, 1:20 remaining in the Mutrin minor. Zono feathers it back to the blue line. Villeneuve shooting, and a glove save by Rudy Guimont. He had a clear path to the puck. Eric Wellenius standing his ground in front. Will not be intimidated, Mr. Wellenius, number 38. We've seen that, and we're now getting accustomed to it. We'll be in Sherbrooke tomorrow night to battle the Phoenix. Game time 8 o'clock Atlantic time at the Palais des Sports Léopold Roulet. Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock, Rimouski, Sun Life Colisée. Cats up 2-0 here. Marty Kingston on Inspire FM and FloHockey TV. Welcome everybody. Bonsoir, good evening. Face off to Guimond's left. Moncton gets the draw. They wrap it around the boards. Can Lounsbury catch it? Loose in front, deflected back into the corner by the Armada. Desjardins comes in from the blue line. A centering pass. Villeneuve, there's a one-timer in front. They were playing for the tip with the Armada forward coming out of the corner. Good defensive work by Fortier-Gendron. Villeneuve to Zonon. Shot! That hit Fortier-Gendron. Power play time. We've got 50 seconds at the blue line. Villeneuve being watched closely by Lounsbury. Zonon will center it. No shot yet. Zonon. Center. Jump by the post. Tipped by Wallenius. It's loose in front and rolled down the ice by Gabe Smith. Rudy Guimond sharp in this first period. 7:50 to go in the opening frame. Cats up 2-0. On the power play, we've got 25 seconds. The Armada will hoist one in behind the Moncton net. Cats skating right to left. Loose puck along the boards and golfed out by Binkley. Good wedge down the wall into the corner. Picked up by Xavier Villeneuve. 22 points on the year. 4 goals and 18 helpers. He'll carry it through center. On the wing, Vincent Collard runs in behind the net. Magnuson knocks him down. A loose clearing by the Cats, kept in by the Armada. Penalty is over. Mutrin back out. Maya Leving tries to go to the backhand. He'll center it. Guimond knocks it away. It's on the boards, and the Cats start up the wing. They forgot the puck, though. Kept in by Armada. Nice play, Tom Blyle. Caleb Desnoyers through center. Lovely pass on the wing. Blyle took the pass. He's knocked down in the corner. Looked like interference. Mutrin coming in with Desnoyers. Desnoyers in the corner. Battling Carbonneau in the other corner. Binkley moves in to keep it in. Good work on the boards by the Cats. 6:45 to go, first period. Moncton up 2-0. Aiden Diamond in a crowd, just missing. Low wrist shot, wide. Back to Virgilio. He'll let one go. It bounces in front of the net. They score! Binkley! Off the backboards in front, hopped over everybody, but Binkley was there to put it in. The shot wide came right in front. And great hands by Simon Binkley putting that in on the bounce in front of the net after the original shot missed the net. Cats are up 3-0 here at Boisbriand. 13:25, time of the goal, Assurance Bienneau. Simon Binkley joining Matt Virgilio and Teddy Mutrin. 3-0 lead here over the first place Armada from that Western Conference. Virgilio from Mercier and Mutrin. Mutrin from Binkley and Mercier. And now Binkley gets to that 3-0 lead. 6:30 remaining in the first period. Shots are 8-7 Moncton. Kept in again by Graydon Robertson Palmer. Another shot from a sharp angle wide. Lounsbury's out there with Robertson, Palmer, and Mutrin. Puck flipped to the Moncton blue line to Virgilio. Nice play to Mutrin. Mutrin's pass intercepted by the Armada. They're going to shoot it into the corner. Wallenius, good play, knocking the Armada player off the puck, getting the puck and making the play. Up the wing to Robertson Palmer. On the money, here's Mutrin over the Armada blue line. Cuts to the middle, drops it back. Robertson Palmer with an open net pass. Mutrin couldn't get a stick on that. Great setup, Robertson Palmer. Mutrin had the empty net. Here come the Armada through center, 5:48 to go. Shot in by the Armada, a series of Moncton Wildcats hopping in, hopping off. Fans looking for a minor penalty. Here comes Carbonneau down the wing. There's the shot. Blocker saved by Guimond on that drag wrist shot by Justin Carbonneau. Moncton has puck. Here they come through center. Picked up by Villeneuve. Villeneuve gives it to Carbonneau on the wing. Lavigne tries to make a play at the blue line. Villeneuve's in the corner, eluding Aiden Diamond. Wow, Diamond got a grab on him, and the referee's arm is up. Diamond put the clutch on Zonon as he tried to get by him, and the Cats will go back in the penalty box on the hook. More of a hold. Hooking is the call here in the first period of play. There's the buzzer with 5:16 to go. If you're just tuning in, whoa, Cats are flying, and they lead the Armada 3-0 here in Boisbriand as we go into the league break. Power play coming up, though, for the Armada. They are formidable. Cats doing a great job so far tonight. This is Wildcats Hockey on FloHockey TV from Boisbriand, Quebec.
Wildcats' first period of play. Brought to you by Yip Cider.
What's in your driveway? Is it just for a Monday morning commute? Or is it ready for a Friday afternoon escape? With the new Subaru, the answer is both. Nimble enough for downtown, yet rugged enough for funny national park. With legendary all-wheel drive and impressive fuel efficiency, a Subaru is ready for whatever your week throws at it. Don't just own a car, own your adventure. Find out what should be in your driveway at Subaru of Moncton, 1050 Aviation Avenue in Dieppe. Welcome to Uncommon.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Maritime Hydraulics, serving Atlantic Canada through its 3 Moncton facilities for over 40 years. Maritime Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic system repairs, manual and CNC machining, custom fabrication, industrial maintenance, and heavy equipment inspection and repair. Go Cats, go!
Moncton Wildcats. This is Maritime Hydraulic Wildcats hockey on Inspire FM.
3-0 Cats lead. The Armada on the power play is just starting. Whoa, that was Teddy Mutra looking for Lounsbury. He's out there killing for the Cats for Firo, along with Eric Wallenius and Adam Fortier-Gendron. Moncton 3, the Armada no score. 4:56 to go in the opening period. Power play Armada. Here comes Carbonneau, 16 goals on the year. The St. Louis Blue draft pick and a real sniper. He's in the corner, back to the blue line. Villeneuve 72, with Lounsbury watching him. Top of the circle, a centering pass. It didn't quite connect. Villeneuve will travel across the blue line to keep it in. Villeneuve in front. It's a little give and go there in the front of the net. There's a shot blocked in front. Desjardins there, 42 as well. Chopped down the wing, nice play. Teddy Mutra guarding his player on the wall, chops it down the ice. 4:20 to go in the opening period. In the power play, about 55 seconds. Here come the Armada through center. The drop pass. Bizonon, former Rouen-Oranda, carries it in. Desjardins, top of the circle, middle of the blue line. Villeneuve trying to get by Desnoyers. He's out there with Gabe Smith. Zanon will spin back in front of the net. No shot. Into the corner. Matteo Nobad back to Zanon. Kept in by the Armada. They're down to 35 seconds. Desjardins tries to head to the front of the net, back to the blue line. There's a one-timer, and Guimont got over to take that rocket by Carbonneau on the chest. A little bit of wrestling in front of the net. Ted Mutra, an Armada player, and a linesman quickly separated. Good save, Rudy Guimont. Carbonneau can really rip them. The 19-year-old right winger from Lévis. He's got 16 goals on the year, only 4 assists, so yeah, they're going to give him the puck. We had a similar shooter in Moncton called Johan Loshing who could really rip that from the circle, folks. We enjoyed many a goal from Mr. Loshing. Now having a wonderful time in Central Europe in the Alps Hockey League. Teddy Mutra at the face-off, got the face-off behind the net. Fortier-Gendron comes up, he'll rip it off the boards, almost taking the referee's knee out and firing it down the ice. Power play time for the Armada, 15 seconds in the first period, 3:30. If you're just tuning in, Cats up 3-0 here in this game. The Armada bring it in over the line, that's offside. Let's recap the scoring for you folks, if we can here. Goal number 1, Matt Virgilio, the defenseman, joined the rush and made a beautiful play. Teddy Mutra, a beautiful setup from behind the net. Alex Mercier as well. Teddy Mutra again from Simon Binkley and Mercier. Simon Binkley in front of the net, getting that bounce off the backboards. 8th of the year from Matt Virgilio and Aiden Diamond. 3-0 Cats here in Boisbriand. Matt Virgilio's in behind the net, being chased in behind the net by Matt Gosselin. Puck shot out to center. The Armada have it now. Out of the box comes Aiden Diamond. Good kill by the Cats. Gosselin comes in, tried to center one. Guimont stayed with him on the short side and chipped it out. Here come the Cats through center. Gabe Smith getting it by Lemieux at the blue line. They're in the Armada corner. Chopped around the wall by Blainville-Boisbriand. Here they come up the wall. Number 10, Théo Lemieux knocked off the puck. Blyle, nice play in front of the net. Getting by one Armada player. They're at center. Mercier across the ice. Binkley in front of the net. There's the shot. Radkoff a save. Gabe Smith was lurking in front of the net. Back to the blue line. Wallenius across the paint. Blyle's going to walk into the slot. Turn and try to get a shot away. Blyle back to the blue line. Nobody there. Eric Wallenius will charge back in there under pressure from Vincent Collard. It's off the boards. Luckily, Wallenius is there to pick it up with Mercier. Wallenius through center. Nice move. He was given a pretty good hook by the Armada player. Play continues through the neutral zone. We're down to 2:12 and a 3-0 Moncton lead here in Boisbriand. Puck battle in the Moncton corner. Tom Blyle with Olivier Lemieux. Centered. Guimond down to make the save off the short side. He has been sharp. 2:03 to go. I'm not a good referee observer, folks, but that was a really, really good hook in the neutral zone on the Moncton player. However, 2:03 to go in the opening period. Again, those Moncton goals. And beautiful plays, all of them. The Cats really using their speed here tonight with a 3-0 lead in Boisbriand. Around the queue, it's a 1-0 Rimouski lead over St. John, 1-0 after 1 at Rimouski. Drummondville leading Victoriaville 1-0 late first period at Victo. A long shoot in by the Cats over the net. That'll be icing. Sailing high over the net, number 5, Beau Damfous, getting back there. Again, recapping the scoring, Virgilio from Mercier and Mutrin. Mutrin, 4th of the year from Simon Binkley and Mercier. Simon Binkley's 8th from Matt Virgilio and Aiden Diamond. The goals at 3:45, 7:24, and 13:26. Shots on goal, 11-10 Armada. They've had 2 power plays in a row. Face off to the right of Rudy Guimond. Desnoyers at the face-off. There's a shot blocked in front by Veronin. Veronin with that great speed, forcing the play. Magnuson slams his man into the boards. Number 9, Bill Zanon. Chipped out high by the Cats out to center. Veronin flies by his man in the corner. Kuzma Veronin. Nice play into the corner to Nico Turnus. Turnus protects the puck well. Desnoyers joining him. Turnus now brings it up the boards. Veronin back to the blue line quickly, but a little too hot to handle. And Fortier-Gendron will retreat back to the blue line. Moncton's number 24. He'll fire it in from there. We're down to 1:20 remaining in the first period. Moncton 3, Armada no score. A long stretch pass. Carbonneau is hanging high. He'll come down on the wing with Lavigne. Lavigne throws it in front of the net. Nice play defensively by Veronin chasing Biz Zonon. Eli slams off a check. Loose in front. The Cats are going to come up the wall. Fortier-Gendron. Nice turn and spin. Pulling away from the checking. Here comes Moncton's veteran D-man. Coming down on the wing. Rubbed off the play. He'll fire one wide of Radkoff. We're down to 50 seconds with a 3-0 Moncton lead. Wallenius in the neutral zone. Slides one. Fortier-Gendron back to Eric Wallenius. Around the boards to the open man. That's Nico Turnus. Turnus. Chudzinski, meanwhile, flips it by the Armada player. He'll hit into the corner with Ted Mutrin. 2 Wildcats are there. The Armada try to come up the boards. They're going to go across their own blue line with 25 seconds to go and swing back into their zone. That's Alexandre Carbonneau. Chudzinski in there, takes his man off the puck. Chudzinski giving a pretty good hook, leaving the corner. Here come the Armada through center. 12 seconds remaining. Matt Virgilio's there. In the neutral zone, Chudzinski, Lounsbury will fade to the corner, tries to center one, takes a hit in the corner, and will bounce back on Filai. The Armada trying to hit the Cats, and play continues. The period is over, and the Armada clearly frustrated here with a 3-0 Moncton lead on home ice, and the Cats just had a beautiful period of hockey. It all starts with Rudy Guimond, goes by Virgilio, Mutrin, and Binkley. What an opening period here in Boisbriand, Quebec. We'll come back with the summary brought to you by Slush Puppy. The hockey reporters are ready to check in. Will McLaren joins me live coming up in a couple of moments. We'll review the scoring here for you. Shots on goal and around the queue and a whole lot more. Game 1 of the Quebec on the road again. We're in Boisbriand to start this road trip, and what an amazing opening period as the Cats take a 3-0 lead into the dressing room. This is Wildcats hockey on the Cats Radio Network, Inspire FM.
This is Maritime Hydraulic Wildcats hockey on Inspire FM.
Julie, how do you feel about insurance?
Aussi fun qu'un software upgrade notification in the middle of Bonbon Busters.
What if we could make it fun? I've been thinking about building a funky new insurance app that...
Insurance app? You know, already did. Ils t'ont beaté, Mike.
But can they beat me at Bonbon Busters?
Low probability, Mike. Treat yourself to Worry Pa insurance coverage and service. Visit goviano.com today. Worry Pa.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Maritime Hydraulics, serving Atlantic Canada through its 3 Moncton facilities for over 40 years. Maritime Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic system repairs, manual and CNC machining, custom fabrication, industrial maintenance, and heavy equipment inspection and repair. Go Cats, go!
This is the Moncton Wildcats Slush Puppy Intermission.
It certainly is. Welcome to Boisbriand, Quebec at the Centre d'Excellence Bois-Rousseau. Marty Kingston here on Thursday night. What an opening period by the Wildcats. Matt Frugilio got things going at 3:45 from Mercier and Ted Mutrin. Teddy Mutrin came right back at 7:24 from Simon Binkley and Alex Mercier. Key play, Mercier keeping that puck in about a foot inside the blue line. Binkley pots one in front of the net, bouncing off the backboards from Matt Virgilio and Aiden Diamond at 13:26. Shots on goal, 11-10 Armada. It's my pleasure to bring in. Do we have the intro, Mr. McLaren? From one McLaren to another, it's the Hockey Reporters.
This is a fancy intro for Will McLaren.
That's a beautiful intro. Will McLaren, are you there?
I am. I see that we've switched things up a little bit with the old intro department there, Marty. Glad to see Adam's on the shows back in the studio.
It's a McLaren fest. Well, pretty good period by Moncton. I was surprised. Moncton's speed clearly obvious in that opening frame. You may or may not be watching back home, but anyway, it was an impressive opening period by Moncton.
Yeah, I caught quite a bit of that, Marty, and I'm sure the fans in Moncton don't want to hear me say this, but I think if Gardner and his staff petition the league to play all 54 games on the road this year, I think he would probably be fine with that right now, because these Moncton Wildcats are true road warriors, getting the jump on an incredibly talented Blainville team right off the top. Probably most people's prohibitive favorite to win the league this year, the Armada. They had an answer for everything, and the Armada simply didn't have an answer not only for the Wildcat speed, as you mentioned, the thing that impressed me the most is sounds so simple, but it's sometimes so difficult to do, especially in the visiting barn. The Wildcats kept the puck in front of themselves for basically the entire period, allowing themselves to control the play, Rudy Guimond there at every turn when necessary. And if I wanted to highlight one guy on the Cats roster after an impressive first 20 minutes, it's got to be Simon Binkley, a guy who going into this season, I'm pretty sure, Marty, none of us could have predicted what we could expect, because we saw him in such limited action last year. Well, he's making the most of his opportunities this year, and at times when it seems like this roster is still trying to gel, obviously there's the early season absence of Caleb Desnoyers, and things are in a state of flux. Simon Binkley has been one of those guys just really carried the load from the beginning of the season until now. Great to see him up his play and really shining, given the opportunity, and even more so, great to see him rewarded.
Sorry about that. Well, the technicians here are playing with my audio levels. They are amazingly loud. The marketing contest on the ice. I'm just going to pot down my microphone just a little bit for the benefit of FloHockey TV. There we go. Well, can you still hear me?
Absolutely.
Well, are what's predicted after almost 20 games in, is everybody where they should be, or are there, would you say, major surprises in how some of the teams have played, or how would you look at maybe the circuit overall and see who is kind of defying the odds, or experts, if I can use that term?
Well, I'll pick one from each conference, Marty. Starting in the West, I think if you told anybody that the Blainville Voltigeurs would be in the top half of the Western Conference right now, there would be a lot of people doubting.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the credit goes to Sylvain Favreau and his staff. Sylvain's no stranger to the league, and he was part of a rather large rebuilding project in Halifax during his first outpost in the queue here, and then eventually took the reins of that team and led them to a league final appearance in 2023. So he's been through the cycle. But the thing with Drummondville this year is they're kind of bucking the trend. With not a lot of returning players. Of course, they were upsetting round one by Halifax last year after finishing first in the conference. And they haven't really missed a beat. That one has really taken me by surprise. And on the Eastern Conference side, you could probably take your pick between Halifax and Charlottetown in terms of, who would have guessed Charlottetown would be leading the league entering the month of November on points, but Jim Holton has that crew playing to the best of their capabilities. I think we've seen Marcus Kiersey really embrace taking the next step of his development, with Owen Conrad on the back end, and how about Donald Hickey, who had a strong season last year, but kind of maybe went under the radar, playing understudy to Nicholas Riccia. Really coming into his own this year, and arguably the top goaltender in the league through 20 games. So you never know what to expect in the queue, but those two teams in particular certainly overachieving and looking good while doing it.
Yeah, in the East, it's great. Charlottetown 11-4-1-3. The Mooseheads 10-5-1-0. Newfoundland Regiment starting to piece things together, looking stronger. 9-6-1 with Gordy Dwyer, and they've got some, I guess you would say, extended road trips coming up. It's great to go into St. John's to play two, but when they leave the Rock, they've got a minimum 4 or 5 game road trips.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's kind of like Cape Breton as well in that sense, where you're going on a road trip, you're gone for, you could be gone for 2 weeks. Just to cover off that road schedule. But Gordy over in Newfoundland has been playing very well, very much an offense first team, for sure, led by Justin LaRose. But still capable. The thing that caught my eye, and this goes back right to the very first weekend when the Wildcats were there, enough veteran presence on that roster that when they do get a lead, it's very hard to take it away from them. You and I were both Montreal Canadiens fans. We might as well get that out. And we've seen a lot from a young roster in Montreal. We've seen a lot of 2 and 3 goal leads evaporate over the course of the game. With the Regiment, there's just enough veteran presence there that they know how to hold on to those leads. Some of the tough lessons that core learned in Bathurst last year and the year before really coming to the forefront this year. And I don't think anybody would want to have to travel to the Rock in the playoffs, especially if the Regiment have home ice advantage, which it looks like they very well could in round 1 of the playoffs, and face that team, because there's somebody available to shut you down either offensively or defensively on almost every line.
And there's good old reliable Rouen Arenda. When you think they don't have much of a club, they just continue to be there. They lost Bill Zano, and it was just an amazing transformation. They're doing very well.
Yeah, and they're doing very well despite a couple of unexpected turns.
Right.
They had Randy Zelina in the lineup last year, who came over from G-Ray in Central Ontario, or Central Canada League. Was expected to remain there this year after averaging about a goal a game for the Huskies after Christmas. He ended up going the NCAA a year earlier. He was going to be an overager in Miranda this year. That did not materialize. So that's one thing that Steve Hartley had to adjust to. And then the other thing is the lock sounds like he could be gone maybe well into the new year with an injury. Top rookie scorer in the league last year. Unfortunately, that's going to hinder his ability to play for Team Switzerland at this year's World Juniors as well. But despite these hardships, the Huskies find a way to win They make the most of their offense. Thomas Verdun is off to a tremendous start this year. They're able to piece things together, and the guy who really makes it go from my perspective is Samuel Milosh.
Right.
A money goaltender if ever there was one. Now, he will still end up towards the upper echelon of the statistical categories, but the thing that was always impressing is Samuel Milosh. I mean, we saw it against the Wildcats, at least in the regular season last year. Only team to beat the Wildcats, and he being the goaltender, to beat them twice in the regular season. When they do need that big save at a key time in the game, he's up to the challenge. And the fact that he was able to do that despite the fact that he was not supposed to be the starter last year, the progression he's made, getting drafted by the Buffalo Sabres last summer in the NHL draft, is a testament to a lot of hard work. And he may have surprised a lot of guys last year, Murray. He's surprising nobody this year, and he's still playing at that high level. Very impressive from Samuel Milosh.
Well, yeah, going into that series last year, I mean, I was expecting we could beat Rouen. At the back of my mind, I didn't think sweep. And to handle Rouen last year and Milosh in 4 straight was quite something by those Wildcats of last year. Will, we got to go, I guess. The second intermission kind of winding its way. Thanks for coming on. Great to have the hockey reporters join the broadcast, and always a pleasure to talk to you about life in the queue and hot trends and so on. So thanks again, Will, for coming on tonight, my friend.
Always a pleasure, Murray. I can't wait to hear what intro Adam has for me next time.
From Will McLaren to producer Adam McLaren, thank you, Will. Have a great evening. Marty here in Boisbriand. We got some goals to play for you. We'll come back with 3-0 Cats lead right after this, after 1 period of play. What an impressive period by your Wildcats. This is Wildcats Hockey on FloHockey TV and the Cats Radio Network, Inspire FM.
What's in your driveway? Is it just for a Monday morning commute? Or is it ready for a Friday afternoon escape? With the new Subaru, the answer is both. Nimble enough for downtown, yet rugged enough for Fundy National Park. With legendary all-wheel drive and impressive fuel efficiency, a Subaru is ready for whatever your week throws at it. Don't just own a car, own your adventure. Find out what should be in your driveway at Subaru of Moncton, 1050 Aviation Avenue in Dieppe. Welcome to Uncommon.
Welcome back, folks. The Cats starting off. Defenseman Matt Virgilio looked like a centerman out there, joining the rush, going to the boards, getting it in behind the net, going to the front of the net, and getting a beautiful setup from Ted Mutrin. With Alex Mercier to give it a 1-0 Cats lead at 3:45. Here it is, Matt Virgilio.
The Armada back out to the center. Virgilio, nice move to get around some Armada players. He'll throw it to the front of the net. Teddy Mutrin in behind the net. Mercier in front. There's a shot. Virgilio, they score! Matt Virgilio came off the boards, went to the front of the net, and Mutrin set him up. And number 50.
All right. Teddy Mutrin makes it 2-0 from Simon Binkley and Alex Mercier at 7:24. Mutrin's 4th of the year. Here's the 2-0 Moncton lead. Ted Mutrin.
Defenseman Plamondon lost his footing. The Armada breaking out. Moncton's speed is really good. There's a play in front of the net. Backhander, they score! Teddy Mutrin! And a beautiful setup from Simon Binkley. The puck stayed in. 2-on-1 basically. And Binkley turned and fed Mutrin, and he slipped a backhander in by Radkoff. Ted Mutrin having a huge first period.
2-0 lead for the Cats. Moncton continues a shoot-in from the blue line by Virgilio. Wide of the net. Might have been intentional. It bounced in front to Simon Binkley, and he quickly put it up under the bar, beating Radkoff, surprising Radkoff. Aiden Diamond assisting as well at 13:26. Let's make it a 3-0 Cats lead. Simon Binkley.
Aiden Diamond in a crowd, just missing. Low wrist shot wide. Back to Virgilio. He'll let one go and bounces in front of the net. They score! Big play! Off the backboards in front, hopped over everybody, but Binkley was there to put it in. The shot wide came right in front, And great hands by Simon Bickley putting that in on the bounce in front of the net after the original shot missed the net. Cats are up 3-0.
All right, folks, there it is, a 3-0 lead. The shots on goal, 11-10 in favor of the Armada. We're almost ready for the start of period number 2. Let's go around the queue and have a look, shall we? 1-0 lead at Rimouski over the St. John Sea Dogs after 1. Early second period, actually, in Rimouski. Drummondville leading the Victo Tegida 1-0 in Victoriaville. That's after 1 period of play. And again, a 3-0 lead here by the Cats. They have a great habit here of lowering the lights totally 4 or 5 times during the intermission, folks. Bear with me. We'll get some cell phone flashlight activity going here. There we go. We still use paper, believe it or not, when broadcasting a hockey game. 3-0 Moncton lead. Just some beautiful plays out there. The Cat speed. Good to have Caleb Desnoyers back in the lineup. And again, very, very heady out there and very clever. And Rudy Guimont playing very strong in goal. About a minute and a half away from the second period kicking in. Both teams now starting to come out. We'll be right back with a 3-0 Cats lead on Cats Radio Inspire FM.
Moncton Wildcats. This is Maritime Hydraulic Wildcats hockey on Inspire FM.
Auto repair, when you gotta get it done, you better get it done there.
Darren Phillips Auto Repair for all your vehicle maintenance. From brakes, electrical, wheel alignments, tires, windshield repair and replacement, and more. No surprises at Darren Phillips Auto Repair, 1276 Route 114, Lower Coverdale. When you gotta get her done, you better get her done there.
Darren Phillips Auto Repair, when you gotta get her done, you better get her done there.
Visit DarrenPhillipsAutoRepair.com.
This is Moncton Wildcats Hockey on Inspire FM, your inspiration station. At 105.1 FM Greater Moncton, 107.7 in Bugtouche, 107.3 in Sussex, and 99.1 in Amherst. Click www.inspire.fm to listen on your phone or computer. Moncton Wildcats Hockey, only on Inspire FM.
Go Cats, go! Go Cats, go! They were the Wildcat fans, I believe, in Baie-Comeau or maybe here in Boisbriand when the Cats bus trip. The fans were taking a lot of trips last year as the Cats were eliminating, the Quebec Ramparts, the Baie-Comeau Dracard, the Rouen-Noranda Huskies, and then the Rimouski Oceanic. What a year! Vincent Collard wearing number 12 in that lineup for the Armada. 25 goal man. We'll hear from Vincent coming up in our next intermission. Wonderful gentlemen. Evan McLaren, our producer, back at the studios. We have got a 3-0 Moncton lead. What you hear there, folks, are the on-ice microphones. All right, play starting in the Armada zone. The Cats skating lefter with a 3-0 lead. I'm sure Coach Jacques had some sound wisdom for his team, down by 3 in the opening period. Puck out to center. It's now at the Moncton blue line. Tom Blyle up the boards. Mercier slammed into the boards by Filai. Maël Lavigne lost it to Mercier. They'll put it back in the zone. Here come the Cats spinning. Tom Blyle spins away from Lavigne. Blyle throws it right across the blue line to Carbonneau. The shot, and he's got it over the net. Blyle under pressure, just threw it up the middle, picked off. The Cats will throw it down the wing. Binkley's in there with Gabe Smith and Mercier. 3-0 Cats lead here in Boisbriand. Second period's underway. The Armada over the line. Carbonneau with Zanon. Lavigne goes into the corner. Lagros-Ling for the Armada, the big line. Zanon pinned by Turnus. Knocked off the puck by Wallenius. And Wallenius is getting a penalty for a solid check to Bill Zanon in the corner. Wallenius being challenged. Zanon is in pain, though, and not getting up. His first game back, he hasn't played a whole lot. Bill's in one game, actually, and he was hit into the corner by Wallenius. I'm a little ways away, but it looked like a clean hit. It was maybe the awkward way that Zanon fell. And we have a penalty coming up to the Cats. We'll see what happens with a 3-0 Moncton lead here. Well, Eric Wallenius going to the penalty box. Bilzona being helped off. He is favoring one leg. No Armada penalties yet. Moncton had 2 minors in the opening period, and back in the box they go. The referees are Simon Cholette, Nick Isaacson. 3-0 Moncton lead here in Boisbriand, Quebec. Game 1 of the 3-game trip will be in Sherbrooke tomorrow night. The Battle of the Phoenix, always a tough game in Sherbrooke. Showing the replay on the big screen here. Maybe that's not a wise move to do in the Videotron. Waiting for some penalty time up on the clock. 2-minute minor, Eric Wallenius. 3-0 Cats leading. Goals by Matt Virgilio from Mercier and Ted Mutrin. Teddy Mutrin, 4th of the year, from Simon Binkley and Alex Mercier. And Simon Binkley's 8th of the year from Matt Virgilio and Aiden Diamond. We'll take a break and come back, folks. Both teams at their benches. They're sorting out some penalty time. 3-0 Moncton leading. We'll be back right after this. Cats hockey, 3-0 lead from Boisbriand, Quebec. Face off to the right of Rudy Guimond, the Cats zone. Moncton skating left to right with a 3-0 lead. 3rd straight minor penalty for the Cats. Brought to you by Firo Waste and Recycling. Moncton gets the face-off and it's hammered around the wall, out to center. 3-0. Welcome everybody on FloHockey TV and of course the Cats Radio Network. Wherever you may be, it's a 3-0 Moncton lead. Cats at 7-4-2-0. Here come the Armada. They played 4 more games in Moncton. They're over the Moncton blue line. Lavigne throwing it back to the blue line, kept in there by Vincent Desjardins. Desjardins at the blue line over to Villeneuve. He'll move in. Centering one in front. Tip to Guimond by Lavigne. It'll roll up into the gear of the Moncton goaltender. He'll hold on. They're moving that puck around well. Cats defending well. Preston Lounsbury. Adam Fortier-Gendron. Otto Magnuson. Ted Mutrin. Cats have won their last 3 on the road. 5-4 at Halifax, 4-2 at Charlottetown, 4-2 at St. John. From the face-off, Villeneuve gets it back at the blue line. He'll drop it to Lavigne. Watched by Mutrin, cross-ice pass, bouncing off the stick of Desjardins. Watched by Lounsbury, back to the blue line, Villeneuve. Retreating backwards, top of the circle. They don't pass. Magnuson got the long stick in there, and it's wrapped around the boards by Mutrin. Lounsbury, nice play, turning and whacking it down the boards. Mutrin heading to the bench along with Lounsbury and Magnuson. 3 fresh Cats hopping on. 3-0 lead, 17:48 to go in the second period. 55 seconds in the Armada power play. The speedy Villeneuve brought it in. He'll throw it into the corner. Matt Virgilio wrapped it around the boards. It'll bounce around just outside the blue line. Villeneuve trying to keep it in. Desjardins. No option but to wire it in the Cats' corner. Rolls around on the boards, picked up. Loose in front, good play by Moncton, breaking that up. Matt Virgilio. Back in behind the goaltender, the 6'4" Belarusian, Arseny Radkov. Shots on goal in this hockey game, 14-10, Armada. Moncton up 3-0. Through the neutral zone, dissing Matt Gosselin. Over the blue line, puck thrown out to center. A loose puck, Desnoyers with a partial breakaway. Slips into the corner along with number 10, Théo Lemieux. Desnoyers looking strong out there. First game back, really, only played half a game. Wrapped down the ice by Virgilio. We're waiting for Mr. Wallenius to jump out of the box. Good kill, Moncton Wildcats. 3-0 lead intact. 16:40 to go in the second period. Loose puck in the neutral zone. 3 straight minors by Moncton, the home team. Not a penalty yet. Not that they're playing angelic, but it is a 3-0 lead, Cats lead. Shot in by Moncton. Lounsbury directing it back in behind the net. The tall Radkov throws it around the boards. Mercier spins off a check. He'll try to center it. Side of the net. Backhander Mutrin just wide. Good work by Binkley. Getting that puck to the front of the net. Binkley getting it back to the blue line. Mercier digging hard. 4-player jam up in the Armada corner. Mercier will flip it back to the blue line. It'll hop by everybody. Otto Magnuson, great stride. With the puck, he'll throw it across to his partner. Aiden Diamond, the high flip out through center to Mercier. Mercier Tried a little traveling maneuver a la NBA, ended up on the stick of Mutrin, and the whistle at the blue line, stopping play. Moncton 3, Armada no score. Virgilio from Mercier and Mutrin. Mutrin from Binkley and Mercier. And Binkley from Virgilio and Diamond. Cats playing game number 14 tonight. The Armada are playing game number 18. Back to the blue line for the Cats. Moncton skating left to right. Wallenius throws a long airborne pass to Graydon Robertson Palmer. It'll roll to Radkoff in behind the net. Bo Demfus, number 5 for the Armada, battling with his partner Carbonneau. Cats forechecking. There's a long fly ball by the Armada. Bouncing around. It's loose in front of the net. Kept in by the Armada. They throw it back to the blue line. At the top of the circle, Carbonneau shooting. Guima, he got a stick on that anyway. Back to the blue line to Demfus shooting. Graydon Robertson Palmer blocks that. It's in behind the net. Ludovic Grenier, back in front, shot wide from the point. Armada putting some pressure on. Another drive. And it's chipped down an open wing. Binkley will try to get after it, and the Armada will have to come back. Moncton, 3-0 lead. 15 to go in the second period. Long stretch pass. No icing. Baronin showing up, looking for Turnus, and it's flipped up high to the Armada blue line. At center, Tom Blyle. Nice move by Blyle. Cuts in. Can't get the shot away. Pad save, Radkoff. On a tricky wrist shot by Blyle. He cut across the slot and took a good shot. 3 Armada were there. 3-0 Cats. 14:39 to go in the second. Here come the Armada at their own blue line. Matteo Nobel sidestepping a check from Blyle. Down the ice. That'll be icing on the play. I anticipate eagerly a Moncton power play. 3 penalties so far for Moncton. Nothing on the board for the Armada under Alexandre Jacques. Concordia coach for 4 years. Assistant coach here actually for 8 seasons. And he played 173 games in the American Hockey League. Last night in league play, Chicoutimi winning in Baie-Comeau 6-0. And in Quebec City, the Ramparts beat Val-d'Or 5-4. There's a shot off the face-off. Radkoff knocked it down. Looked around a little bit. Puck in the gear. Good quick wrist shot by Chudzinski. Ryan. He's got a heavy shot as well. Chudzinski with 5 goals on the year. Nico Turnus leads the team with a total of 10. Simon Binkley up to 8. Alex Mercier has 7. Moncton 3 road wins. 7-4-2-0, and in the last 10 games, really a great indicator, I think, of 6-3-1-0. 3-0 lead. Moncton gets the draw. Off the face-off. Lounsbury couldn't get the shot away. Kept in by Virgilio. Pillai battling Gabe Smith and Lounsbury. Loose puck at center. Puck slides across the Armada blue line. Xavier Villeneuve and Lounsbury watching him. D-to-D for the Armada. Up the wall they go. Chipped in the zone by Matt Gosselin. Guima leaving it for Magnuson. Up on the wall, out to center. 3-0 lead. Gabe Smith picks up a loose puck. Smith will come in, dish it off on the side. Centering pass, Virgilio. He likes to join that rush. Back to the blue line. Magnuson a drive. Left pad save by Radkoff. You can hear that boot from up here. Puck in the neutral zone. Shot in by the Armada in the Moncton corner. Virgilio is there. Takes a bump. Protects the puck. Gabe Smith showing up as well. Otto Magnuson behind the net. Nice outlet pass to Lounsbury to Gabe Smith. Some room to work with. Smith coming down the wing. Cuts across the blue line. Leaves it there for Chudzinski. Chudzinski, a nice play on the wall. Back to the blue line. Tom Blyle now with a series of maneuvers. Moves in front of the net. Intercepted there at the net by Villeneuve. What a play by Blyle. Here comes Villeneuve, but it's a 1-on-3. He'll shoot it in the corner. Blyle and Villeneuve go to the boards in the Moncton corner. 13 minutes to go in the second period. We get a 3-0 Cats lead here. No goals in this period so far. Mercier is out there with Mutrin and Binkley. Bouncing puck over the Cat blue line. In comes Cloutier. Centers it. Guima got a stick on that. And Binkley will flip it high out to center to the Armada blue line. Back at the Moncton blue line. Justin Carbonneau throwing it across. In the corner to Raphael Cloutier, centered. Guimond knocks it down. It's loose. Swept back to the blue line. Commandant at the top of the circle. Quick shot. Blocked again. Binkley is there. Outlet pass. Ted Mutrin through center. Mutrin leaves it for Mercier. Mercier coming down the wall. Knocked off the puck. without the puck, knocked down in the corner. Here come the Armada. They're going to fire one right to Guimont, no icing. Changing on the fly. Blainville-Boisbriand, 12-17 to go in the second. A long stretch pass by the Cats. It's in the neutral zone. Here they come over the blue line. Pass up. Score! Long shot. 3-1. Number 2 getting a stick on that. Torque. Urnesio. Just looking at the replay here, Vincent Collard did center it. Yep, it jammed off the pad. Urnesio going to stick on that. Collard threw it off the wing, and it's a 3-1 lead. The former Cat contributing on that. Bad save, Guimont. Number 2 showing up at the crease, Urnesio, and it's a 3-1 Moncton lead here in Boisbriand, Quebec. Artie Kingston with all the action. This is game 1 of a 3-game swing. We're in Sherbrooke tomorrow night, and Rimouski on Sunday. We'll get the scoring play on that. Vincent Collard with an assist, not quite sure. All right, back to live action. Moncton skating left to right with a 3-1 lead. Desnoyers will feather one in the corner. Veronin showing up, putting some pressure on Damfus, along with Veronin. And Nico Turnus knocks his man off the puck. Good play at center ice. Puck at the Moncton bench. Changing hands very quickly. The Armada give it to Desnoyers. Desnoyers throwing it across the blue line, intercepted by Blainville. Here they come. Vincent Collard cuts in, short side, tries to wrap around, and it's chipped over the net. A bouncing, rolling puck by Carbonneau. Good work by Vinny Collard, the former 25-goal scorer last year with your Cats. Puck at the blue line. It'll come back to the Moncton blue line. Virgilio will settle it down. Snaps it off the boards to Nico Turnus. Turnus going into the corner with Damfus. Nico Turnus stops the other way. Pins up along the boards. Lounsbury quickly back to the blue line with a 3-1 Cats lead. Lyle letting it go. High wrist shot. Gabe Smith. It might have hit Gabe Smith. Lyle back in behind the Armada net to Lounsbury. Lounsbury dropping it to Robertson Palmer. He'll spin off a check by Grenier. Back to the blue line. Bouncing puck. Good job by Jean to keep it in. He'll feed it back into the corner to Gabe Smith. Smith will swing out on the backhand. Back to the blue line. Across the blue line to Blyle. Good move by Blyle. Looking for Gabe Smith, side of the net. Robertson Palmer. Quickly shot. Glove save by Radkoff on Gabe Smith. Good shift by that line. Smith, Robertson Palmer. I anticipate eagerly an Armada penalty here, folks, in Boisbriand. 3-1 lead. There's the buzzer, stopping play right now. See if I can get that scoring play for the Armada, folks, before we go to the break. Torque Urnesio, second of the year from Vincent Collard. Olivier Lemieux, 7:52, time of the goal. Assurance Bienot. 3-1 lead. First break of the second period. This is Wildcats hockey from Boisbriand on the Cats Radio Network, Inspire FM.
Moncton Wildcats. This is Maritime Hydraulic Wildcat Hockey on Inspire FM.
Julie, how do you feel about insurance?
OC Fund has software upgrade notification in the middle of Bonbon Busters.
What if we can make it fun? I've been thinking about building a funky new insurance app for that.
Insurance app? You know, already did. It's on VT, Mike.
But can they beat me at Bonbon Busters?
Low probability, Mike. Treat yourself to Worripa insurance coverage and service. Visit goviano.com today. Worripa.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Maritime Hydraulics, serving Atlantic Canada through its 3 Moncton facilities for over 40 years. Maritime Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic system repairs, manual and CNC machining, custom fabrication, industrial maintenance, and heavy equipment inspection and repair. Go Cats, go!
Moncton 3. Blainville-Boisbriand Armada 1. We're in the home of the Armada. Contre Spar Rousseau. Back to the blue line off the face-off. The Cats have control. A shot by Jean deflecting high in the corner. Out of play. Let's go around the queue, shall we? It's only a 3-game night. 3-dog night. 2-0 lead. Rimouski over the Sea Dogs, actually. Pun intended. 2-0 lead. Rimouski there. And in Victoriaville, Drummondville leading the Tigres 3-1. Halfway through period number 2 at the Colisée Desjardins. Moncton gets the draw again, back to the blue line. Wallenius moving in on the boards, is in the corner. Wallenius behind the net. Robertson Palmer quickly back to the blue line, kept in by the Cats. Gabe Smith. Lounsbury's open a little bit. Smith turning and stopping. Lost his footing, chipped around the wall and chopped down the wing by the Armada. I don't believe that's going to make it for icing. Matt Virgilio protects the puck nicely. Outlet pass to the blue line, kept in by the Armada. Shot wide of Guimont. Sailing back to the left point, kept in by Villeneuve. Back in behind the Moncton net it goes. Center, quick shot. Guimont hugging the post. Nice save. Cats are at their own blue line. Coming back up ice. Virgilio was knocked down by an Armada player coming in, Matt Gosselin. Virgilio going to the front of the net defending, coming back nicely. Mercier, nice play. 2-on-1 Moncton. Gabe Smith with Lounsbury. There's the shot. Gabe Smith high over the net and a whistle on the play. Did that puck go out of play? Lounsbury, meanwhile, having some heated exchange there with Filai, linesman in the middle. Puck was coming up the ice and like bowling pins, Virgilio and an Armada player at the blue line. 3-1 Moncton lead here in Boisbriand. Recapping the goals, folks. Again, the Q summary screen loves to pop in and out. Matt Virgilio from Mercier and Teddy Mutrin. Mutrin's fourth from Simon Binkley and Alex Mercier. Binkley from Matt Virgilio and Aidan Diamond. Urnesio for the Armada from Vincent Collard. That's coming up. There's a shot from the blue line. Nice shot, turning. Wow. Radkoff the save as Blyle. Very slick out there, very elusive. Quick turn and fire. Radkoff made the save. Wildcats 3, Armada 1. 18th game of the year for the Armada. They got 4 in hand on Moncton, really. They were on top of that Western Conference, barely by 1 point over Rouen-Noranda. And in the East, you have Charlottetown at 26, Chicoutimi 23, Halifax 21. Cats climbing up the ladder in that Eastern Conference. Game number 14 for the Moncton Wildcats. We'll be in Sherbrooke tomorrow night and in Mooski Sunday afternoon. Here come the Armada up through center. Loose puck battle at the blue line, kept in briefly by Binkley. He's out there with Mutrin and Mercier. Shot in by Mutrin. He'll charge into the corner, finish the check. Puck thrown out to center. Binkley is there. He'll have to wait for Mutrin. Binkley will fire it in, side of the net. And with the arrival of Mercier, Radkoff will hang on and make the save. Jakub Malota, the 19-year-old Czech goalie, the former Cape Breton goalie, injured. Bill Zonal went hit hard in the corner by Wallenius. I've not seen him back out there. Spencer Gill, of course, an unfortunate injury. Get well soon, Spencer Gill. Remember you on that Armada blue line. The Armada under Alexandre Jacques, former coach at Concordia, came back to take over the team this year. Desnoyers, Veronin, Turnus out there for the Cats. Puck shot out to center. Poppy Gendron to Caleb Desnoyers. On the wing to Turnus, busting in off the wing. Veronin scores! What a dance! Kuzma, Veronin. A hop off the wing, he was gone. Beating the Armada goalie. Low along the ice on Radkoff. We got a 4-1 Cats lead here in Boisbriand. 11:20, time of that goal. Assurance Bienot. Off wing, but he had the Jets going, and they weren't catching Kuzma Veronin as he busted to the net and put a good low wrist shot by Radkoff on the blocker side. 4-1 Cats here in Boisbriand. Great play by that line. The Cats' speed, I'll tell you, it's impressive. A number of great skaters on the team. Where do I begin? Kuzma Veronin, potting one for the Cats. And for Veronin, that's his 4th of the year. 4-1. Here come the Armada. Guimont, big save at the goal mouth there. That's off Vincent Collard. Puck in the Moncton zone in front of the net. Otto Magnuson wraps it off the boards. Moncton player tied up at center, Veronin. He's not going to get that puck if he's pinned to the glass in the neutral zone. Veronin getting goal number 4 from Nico Turnus, and how about Caleb Desnoyers getting the big assist? 11:20, time of that goal. Assurance Bienot. Les Wildcats 4, Armada 1, ici à Boisbriand. Can't do the entire game bilingually, folks. I'll give little bits and pieces here and there. Marty in Boisbriand, 4-1 lead, face out to Guimond's left. Veronin joining Binkley, Mutrin, and Virgilio with the goals. Rudy Guimond looking sharp down there, capably backed up by Jacoby Weiner. From the face-off, Desnoyers gets it. Diamond's just going to hammer a high one off the board. Bounces around in the neutral zone. Veronin to Nico Turnus. He'll slip one to Desnoyers. The shot off the heel of his stick. He had to get it away quickly. Filai all over him. Turnus behind the net, puts on the brakes. Turnus, strong man on the puck and in the corners. Desnoyers leaving the corner with Filai. Shot in by the Armada. Around the boards it goes. Chipped out to the blue line. A battle there just inside the blue line. Virgilio will join Ted Mutrin. Mutrin on the wing to Veronin. Back to Mutrin in the corner. Cats up 4-1. 7:40 remaining second period. High bouncing puck at the side of the net. That'll be from one black sweater to another. And the whistle on the high stick puck. Moncton 4, the Armada 1. Virgilio, Mutrin, Binkley, and Kuzma Veronin from Nico Turnus and Caleb Desnoyers. Game 1 of the 3-game trip, and in tomorrow night, folks, we'll be in Sherbrooke, Quebec at Palais d'Espoir Léopold de Rollet to meet the Phoenix, 8 o'clock. It all starts with the award-winning Subaru Moncton pre-game show with another great corporate teammate, Bob Withers, and all the gang at Subaru Moncton, sponsoring the pre-game show and post-game show, actually. Bit of a discussion down there outside the Armada blue line. I'm not quite sure. It would be face-off location. Cats up 4-1, folks. If you're just tuning in, the Armada out shooting Moncton marginally, 21-18. Adam McLaren, our wonderful producer, back in the studios in Moncton. From the face-off, Gabe Smith is out there. Lounsbury and Chudzinski. Puck is in the neutral zone. The Armada trying to shoot it in. They do, but it's trapped there by Virgilio. They'll flip it up on the wall. Solid defenseman Matt Virgilio. The Armada trying to throw it around the boards. Gabe Smith gets it up the boards. Lounsbury at the blue line. Gabe Smith will intercept that. Wallenius up the boards. A high flip to center. It's a puck battle at the Moncton bench. And the Armada with the puck in their own zone. 7 minutes to go in the second period. Cats are up 4-1. Long stretch pass by the Armada. That'll be a ricochet into the Armada bench stopping play. Nico Turnus from Reading, Connecticut, population 8,200, leads the team in goals scored with 10. Check out the Wildcat website, folks. Some great stories by writer Bill Hunt on Nico Turnus, Ryan Chudzinski coming into Moncton here for the first time, and everybody having a wonderful time so far, enjoying the experience and enjoying the Avenir Center and Wildcats hockey. Face off at center. Cats up 4-1, 6:55 to go in the second period. The Armada bomb one through center. Maël Lavigne will steer it into Fauquier-Gendron around the boards. Long stretch pass by Tom Lyle coming through center. Mercier get around Plamondon into the corner. Battling, it'll go to Ted Mutrin. Mutrin now throws it back in behind the net. Good work along the boards. Cats, Mutrin knocks his man down. He might center it. There it is! Mercier couldn't get a stick on that. Cleared back to the blue line, kept in by Fauquier-Gendron. Bouncing, rolling puck. It'll be out to center. Tom Blyle. Nice move by Blyle. Back to Fauquier-Gendron. On the wing, Mercier. Puck is airborne now just inside the blue line. Mutrin and Binkley bring it in, but the Armada bust out now with Triquier. Dropping it on the boards through Carbonneau. Long shot wide of Guimond. Moncton up 4-1, 6 to go in the second period. Here's Binkley. Nice play. Simon Binkley chipping it in from center, allowing a line change. Olivier Filai, number 6 behind the net. Giving it to Xavier Villeneuve. Villeneuve, a long stretch pass, a little too far for his intended target. Grenier icing on L'Armada here at Blainville-Boisbriand. Let's have a look around the league before we go to the break as well, with 1 minute up on the clock. 4-1 lead now, Drummondville at Victoriaville, late second period, and Rimouski leading St. John 2-0. Late second period at Rimouski. This is Wildcats hockey with a 4-1 lead on the Inspire FM Cats Radio Network.
This is Maritime Hydraulic Wildcats Hockey on Inspire FM.
What's in your driveway? Is it just a car or summer memories waiting to happen? A new Subaru from Subaru of Moncton is a mobile base camp for your family's adventures. With spacious interiors and genuine Subaru accessories like rooftop cargo carriers, you can bring the whole team and all your gear. And with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, every Subaru is ready for any road trip, rain or shine. Find out what should be in your driveway at Subaru of Moncton, 1050 Aviation Avenue. Welcome to our group.
This is Moncton Wildcats Hockey on Inspire FM, your inspiration station. At 105.1 FM, Greater Moncton, 107.7 in Bugtouche, 107.3 in Sussex, and 99.1 in Amherst. Click www.inspire.fm to listen on your phone or computer. Moncton Wildcats Hockey, only on Inspire FM.
Second period action. The Cats are up 4-1. Puck is outside the Armada blue line. Desnoyers feeds Veronin coming down. Veronin bothered. Desnoyers shooting. And a deflected high off the Armada stick. And the Armada will draw their first penalty of the night, a holding play on Kuzma Veronin. Good work between Desnoyers and Veronin. There's chemistry there. Veronin works well with everybody. And he had a beautiful goal, folks, coming off the wing with that pure Veronin speed to make it 4-1. Punition, Armada, penalty, Blainville-Boisbriand. 5:24 to go. Moncton will move to a power play brought to you by Crown Plaza and Baton Rouge. You know where they are, across from the Avenir, Highfield in Maine, the place to be. Good food, good people, and a good place to stay. Crown Plaza, Baton Rouge, face off to the right of Arseny Radkoff. 4-1 Moncton. Power play, number one tonight. It had to come eventually. Gabe Smith at the face-off. He's out there with Desnoyers, Ted Mutrid, Tom Blyle, and I believe on the wing, Nico Turnus. Face-off in the Armada zone. Desnoyers. Cooley gets it back to the blue line. Blyle, top of the circle. Desnoyers. Back to Blyle. A shot blocked in front of the Armada. Leving will turn and wrap it off the boards down to Rudy Guimond. 5 minutes to go in the second period. In the power play, just underway, 1:43. Here comes Tom Blyle. Lots of moves out there, but he ran into the Armada in the corner, and Levingle simply drifted down the ice. He skates so fast, support has to catch up in the enemy zone. 4:53 to go in the second. Cats up 4-1. Here comes Blyle once again through center. Little dish off pass. Gabe Smith brings it across the Armada blue line. Smith will leave it there. Whoa, Mutrid had to reach behind him to bring it in, but he's inside the paint. Mutrid. Desnoyers at the circle. Back to the blue line to Blyle. Blyle to Desnoyers. Under pressure. Blyle's going to move in now from the right point. Spin back. Tom Blyle across the blue line. It'll go to Nico Turnus. Turnus, watch closely. Back to Blyle. Back to Turnus. There's the drive. High and heavy over the net. Bouncing puck in the corner, picked up by Gabe Smith. Back to Blyle. Top of the circle. Turnus couldn't get the shot away. Coming down the wing, backhanded in by the goal scorer, Yernesio. Rudy Guimond leaving it there for Tom Blyle. Long shift for Mr. Blyle. Nico Turnus starts up the ice, power play. He'll get by Armada. Turnus at the Armada blue line, trying to get by three more. He'll go into the corner, knocking his player down. The Armada going to throw it back to the blue line by Fortier-Gendron. Some individual efforts, but you're running into 3 or 4 players in front of the net. Down the ice, Armada. 3:38 to go. In the power play, 10 seconds. Here comes Matt Virgilio. He'll leave it in front of the net. Simon Binkley threw it back. Nobody was there, and Fortier-Gendron will come back in the zone. Fortier-Gendron across to Virgilio. Nice play on the wing to Binkley. Binkley will step over the line and throw it in. Virgilio was hit kind of late by Carbonneau. Throwing his weight out there, shot in. There's another hit by Carbonneau off Virgilio. Solid lead on his skates, Carbonneau. There's another shot from the wing, and they score! Messier! Alex make it 5-1. I was watching all the physical activity in the center ice area. That one coming at 16:55. Alex Messier makes it 5-1. Let's look at the replay, folks, coming down the wing. He picked it off the Armada player, short side shot. Wow. Blainville had the puck in the corner, tried to come up the board, stolen by Mercier. He was at the face-off dot and ripped it by Radkoff along the ice, left side low. We got a 5-1 Moncton lead here in Boisbriand. 16:55 the time of that one. Very surprising. And a quick wrist shot by Alex Mercier. Not that we're leading. You have to keep your eye on the puck, folks. I'm telling you, I was watching the physical exchange at center between Carbonneau and Virgilio. 5-1 Moncton. Here comes Lounsbury. He's going to throw it in the corner. Robertson, Palmer, Riley Sampson. Right back to the blue line, off the skate of Magnuson, kept in by Moncton. Nice play, Robertson Palmer with that great speed. In the corner, Lounsbury battling his man. 5-1 Moncton lead with 2:38 to go. Puck up the boards by Sampson. Great job, puck shot through center. Aldo Magnuson with that long reach, puck chipped in front of the net, bouncing around, cleared out by Magnuson. It's out to center. Villeneuve at his own blue line. Long pass on the left side. Loose puck will be there, but Lounsbury will throw it through center. Picked up by Riley Sampson. On the wing, Robertson Palmer. 2:08 to go. It's a 5-1 Cats lead. Messier picking the pocket of the Armada player coming up the boards, and it's 5-1. Shots are 21-19 Armada. Here comes Nobab. Throws one to the front of the net. Across the paint, Mutrin is there. Rolling puck out to the center, Gabe Smith at the line. Right wing pass, Chudzinski. Chudzinski getting by his man. Hampered, another shot, rebound, two shots. Two saves, Radkoff coming in. Wow, good play. Mutrin, Chudzinski, Tommy Blyle. Thrown back in behind the net by the Armada. Rudy Guimont on the boards to Blyle. High bouncing puck airborne. We got a minute and a half to go in the second period. Cats up by 4, 5-1. Chudzinski across the Moncton blue line to Gabe Smith. Smith, nice play on the wing to Mutrin. Mutrin not shooting in the corner. Blocking the clearing pass. Smith is there. Maya Lavigne coming down the wing. Lavigne stepping over center. Cannot get by Blyle. And Mutrin's going to shoot it in. End of shift. Gabe Smith, Chudzinski, Mutrin off to the bench. Well done, gentlemen, with a 5-1 lead. 1 minute to go. The Armada player knocked down Carbonneau. He's been taking semi-runs at a number of Cats tonight. That could be a little retribution. Here come the Armada through center. Carbonneau, the high flip in. Shot in by Blainville in the corner. Virgilio throws it around the boards. Wow, that was a bit of a high one. In the head of Virgilio, bouncing puck to Binkley. He'll throw it in from there. 43 seconds to go. And a 5-1 lead by Moncton. Filai, number 6 on the Armada blue line through center. Swings to his backhand, backs it in behind the net. Rudy Guimont lets it go. Guimont trying to get back in net. We're down to 29 seconds to go. Big play along the boards. Wallenius will bounce it out to center. Poke checked at the blue line. Binkley trying to come in with Mercier. Hooked to the third degree, and finally a penalty on the play to the Armada. In the dying seconds of the second period, 15.7 to go. It's a 5-1 Moncton lead. The Cats are back on the power play. The Armada clearly frustrated, but there have been a few late hits, folks, I'm telling you, that have not gone to the penalty box. And going off now, Beau Damphus on a hooking call on Simon Binkley, but I'm more concerned with the high, semi-high hits to the head area on Matt Virgilio in the corner. However, tough hockey team, these Moncton Wildcats, starting off the trip here with a 4-goal lead over the top team in the Western Conference, the Blainville-Boisbriand Armada. Coming up in our second intermission, Stéphane Ledoux from RDS will drop by with his take on the game and what's new in the hockey world in Quebec. Off the faceoff, it's wrapped around the boards, kept in nicely by Desnoyers. Moncton with the puck in the corner, 9 seconds to go. Desjardins can't shoot it out. Turnus is there. Turnus to Mutrin around the boards. That is it for the second period. The power play will continue into the third for 1:45. We have a 5-1 Moncton lead here after 2 periods of play at Blainville-Boisbriand. When we come back, Stéphane Ledoux, veteran Quebec hockey broadcaster and reporter. Cats up by 4 after 2. What an effort by your Wildcats tonight in Boisbriand. This is Wildcats Hockey on FloHockey TV and the Inspire FM Cats Radio Network.
This is Maritime Hydraulic Wildcats Hockey on Inspire FM.
Je te dis, Mike, Vienno Insurance has been insuring New Brunswickers since the Ice Age.
That's exaggeration, Julie.
Back when your pépère used to deliver ice blocks or housewives.
No kidding.
C'est vrai. Vienno's not like them Jean-Guy come lately, who call you during souper with a pitch and a prayer.
That's for sure. Hey, Julie, Pepper had a cool job, huh?
Don't make me block you, Mike. Experience and local knowledge count. Learn more at govienno.com. Worry pas.
This is the Moncton Wildcats Slush Puppy Intermission.
Cat 506 874 2895. Great. Hey, welcome back to Blainville-Boisbriand. Our pleasure to have Stéphane Ledoux, veteran Quebec broadcaster and certainly knowledgeable on the Q, and of course Laval Rocket, the Canadien de Montréal. Well, Mr. Ledoux, so far, your thoughts?
Well, there's only one team on the ice. I think tonight, honestly, Moncton is playing a real good game. The Armada, probably the weakest game I've seen of them so far this season. I don't know if there's because there's a lot of scouts here tonight.
Any Utah scouts, Stéphane?
Utah chief assistant general manager is here tonight, but the Utah team finally stayed in Toronto last night. They're gonna come in Montreal only tomorrow. But this is like the kind of game, the loss of Bill Zonon is hurting too. He just came back after an injury during training camp. The second game tonight, and didn't look well.
No, it didn't look good. We wish them all the best. The Armada having a great start, Stéphane. Tell us about your hockey exploits of late, the Canadien Montréal demain soir.
Well, this week it's kind of, yesterday I was in Quebec City for the game, Val d'Or in Quebec. Tonight I'm here. Tomorrow night it's the Rocket on RDS. So it's Hartford against, you saw Hartford at your hotel.
At the hotel.
So Hartford is in tomorrow night. And Saturday I'm replacing a colleague for the game of the Canadiens.
Wow.
So it's a nice week. It's okay, and we have a lot of things coming. I want to go see Justin Poirier next week in Maine. So far, I think he's having a good season. Everybody's aware of the fact that he left the Q for going to NCAA, so we want to follow him a little bit. And of course, December is coming, so it's the World Juniors. We have those games, outside games in Trois-Rivières with the Shawinigan, Drummondville, Victoriaville, and Sherbrooke. We're going to broadcast 2 of those games on RDS Live, so people in Moncton will be able to see that. So, it's fun.
Canadian fans are thrilled at the start. I'm a Habs fan, admittedly, Stéphane. Great start by Montreal.
Well, 9-3-1. It's better than we expect. The main thing, whatever the record is, it's fun to watch them. When you see guys like Demidoff, like Hodgson, they're only 19 and 21 years old. Suzuki, Caulfield, all the other ones, it's fun to watch. Even if they're losing, like the other night, they were trailing 0-3 and they came back. When Montreal's got a power play, it's fun to watch. So people are paying the big bucks to go see them play at the Bell Centers. $400 tickets, and sometimes it's more than that. At least you have a show now. And we will have a show, all the Montreal people, we will have a show for many, many years, I think.
Steph, any surprises so far? We're almost 20 games in. Anything there surprising you and teams that maybe are doing better than we thought, or what the experts might?
Charlottetown is certainly doing better than I thought at first. Of course, they had a lot of away games, so it was kind of more, for me, it was a surprise to see them play that way. Drummondville, they lost a lot of big players. The 3 20-year-old guys that they had last year, they were probably the best trio of the league as far as overages are concerned. You remember the guys that they had?
Mercer and
Oliver. And for me, it's a surprise to see Drummondville there. A bit of deception with Val d'Or. I think they should be better than that. If you go on the other side, Bécomo, the loss of Poirier, only 2 wins. It's going to be tough. I checked in my record. There was 4 teams in the history of the league that started the season with 12 straight losses, and only one finally made the playoff at the end. So it's going to be tough for Bécomo, I think. Cape Breton is a bit, they have problems too. I don't know if you probably saw them more than I.
Not often.
No. But nice story for me, Charlottetown. Chicoutimi, we expect them. Halifax is a bit of a surprise too. I think Chicoutimi right now is probably the best team in the league. They're first in power play, first in short-handed. They don't give much goals. You see, you look at their goals against, only 34 in 15 games. Fabrico average is something like 171. So wow. I think Chicoutimi right now is probably the team that is in good position.
Yannick Jean still with the Sags, of course. Yeah, oui. Steph, I know you're running late. I don't mean to keep you. Continued success with the Rocket, the Canadiens, and this game here tonight. I mean, Moncton, I've seen the speed. Tonight, we seem to be a step ahead of the Armada.
Yeah, and you see, tonight it's the first time, Marty, in 2 years and a half that we have 3 first-rounders on the ice from the NHL in the league. Of course, Zanon left the game, but you have Desnoyers, you have Carbonneau, so three first-rounders. Villeneuve is going to probably be one the next draft. But the last time we had 3 first-rounders in the same game, you have to go back February 2023.
Wow.
Zachary Bolduc scored 4 goals that night for Quebec against Drummondville. Maverick Lamoureux was there, and Nathan Gaucher was there. So those were the 3 at the time. So I think that there was a bit of a hype for that game tonight, but 5-1 after 2, of course, it's good news for Moncton. But as far as the show is concerned, I'm not sure.
Are we seeing Alain Hudson and Replica in Mr. Villeneuve?
I don't know. We call him the Lane Hudson of the Quebec Junior Hockey League. He's not as good as Lane Hudson is, of course, but sometimes you have some flashes. I see flashes of Lane Hudson and a bit of Samuel Girard. You remember Samuel Girard with Shawinigan?
Oui.
He's playing with Colorado now. So that's the kind of defenseman he is.
Oh, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for coming on. It's always a pleasure, my friend. Stéphane Ledoux here in Boisbriand, Quebec. Thank you, Steph. RDS, voice of the Laval Rocket, Montreal Canadiens reporter, Q as well. Hey, we got a 5-1 lead, folks, if you're just tuning in. We'll come back with the summary of that second period. Moncton up by 4, an impressive way to start this road trip. Wow. Marty Kingston, Boisbriand, Quebec, Wildcats Radio, Inspire FM. Thanks,
Bring your group to see the Wildcats in action. Whether you're hosting clients, celebrating a special occasion, or enjoying a night out with family and friends, we'll help you create a memorable experience for all. Save on regular pricing offered at the box office. Reserve sit and cheer together. And we can even shout out your group on the Jumbotron. Gather the group and save. Secure your group seats today. Call 506-382-5555 or email at info@moncton-wildcats.com. For a full list of group ticket pricing details, visit moncton-wildcats.com.
Hey, welcome back to Boisbriand, Quebec. Marty Kingston with a very enjoyable 5-1 lead so far over the Armada. They are clearly frustrated out there. Moncton 6-3, 1-0 in the last 10 games. The Armada 5-4, 1-0 in the past 10. And as Stéphane mentioned, Bill Zanon left the ice on one leg, really, after a check. Clean check, I thought, in the corner from Eric Wallenius, but fell awkwardly. And the Pittsburgh Penguin draft pick leaving the ice did not come back. In that second period, Cats were up 3-0 after 1, by the way. Vincent Collard, how dare he, setting up Torquay Yenersio, the Scandinavian folks from Olivier Lemieux as well at 7:52 to make it 3-1. 11:20, Moncton into a 4-1 lead, and pure blazing speed by the very shifty Kuzma Voronin, busting in to get his 4th of the year from Nico Turnus and Caleb Desnoyers. Here's the 4-1 lead. Kuzma Voronin.
Puck shot out to center for Pigendron. To Caleb Desnoyers on the wing to Turnus, busting in off the wing. Voronin scores! What a dance! Kuzma Voronin. A hop off the wing, he was gone. Beating the Armada goalie low along the ice on Radkoff. We got a 4-1 Cats lead here in Boisbriand.
At 16:55, folks, and my apologies, I was watching some physical play at center. The Armada actually had the puck inside their blue line. A little poke check from Mercier. He stepped to the net, and really a short side shot, beating Radkoff. Mercier, 8th of the year, our talented 20-year-old at 16:55. Here it is, Mercier.
Solid lead on his skates, Carbonneau. There's another shot from the wing, and they score. Mercier, Alex it 5-1. I was watching all the physical activity in center ice area. That one coming at 16:55. Alex Mercier makes it 5-1.
Yeah, no assists on the play. He just poke-checked that Armada defenseman coming up the boards. Very surprisingly and very quick. Mercier with a good wrist shot. And the veteran team leader and assistant captain getting number 8 on the year. Kuzma Verona now has 4. Simon Binkley has 8. Teddy Mutrin, who has a tremendous two-way game going, 4th of the year. Matt Virgilio jumped up to join the good time in the first period, getting his 2nd from Teddy Mutrin. Other assists to Simon Binkley's got 1. Mercier's actually got a goal and 2 assists so far. And we applaud the first point for Caleb Desnoyers on that goal by Kuzma Veronin to make it 5-1 entering the 3rd period. Each team 21 shots on net. The Cats will take a 1:45 power play into the opening of the 3rd period. Around the Q, what do we got? 2-0 lead by Rimouski over John. Play just getting underway in the 3rd at the Rimouski. We'll be there Sunday afternoon, game time 4 o'clock. 5-1 lead now, Drummondville in Victoriaville after 2 against the Tigre. And a 5-1 lead here, your Wildcats over the Armada in Blainville-Boisbriand. We're back with more. 7 on the clock, Mr. Producer Adam McLaren. This is Wildcats Hockey and FloHockey TV from Boisbriand.
Auto repair when you
Darren Phillips Auto Repair for all your vehicle maintenance. From brakes, electrical, wheel alignments, tires, windshield repair and replacement, and more. No surprises at Darren Phillips Auto Repair, 1276 Route 114, Lower Coverdale. When you gotta get her done, you better get her done there.
auto repair when you gotta get her done, you better get her done there.
Visit DarrenPhillipsAutoRepair.com.
Moncton Wildcats. This is Maritime Hydraulic Wildcats Hockey on Inspire FM.
And the Cats win the Zilkuto Trophy here in Rimouski.
Where are they now? With Marty Kingston.
And from last year's Gilles Couteau Championship team, how are the Moncton Wildcats doing as they move on in their hockey careers? With Vincent Collard, with the Armada in Boisbriand having a great year, as the team is, 3 goals and 6 assists heading into play this week. Julius Silk, a wonderful centerman, number 26, property of Chicago Blackhawks, now with the Providence College Friars. Played 7 games, has a couple of assists so far. Marcus Midacek, Quinnipiac Bobcats in NCAA hockey out of Hamden, Connecticut. Marcus now 21 and having a great start, 3 goals and 4 assists in 8 games. Yuri Pekarchik, property of the St. Louis Blues, playing for their AHL farm team Springfield Thunderbirds. Yuri with a couple of goals and 3 assists in 9 games. Good start for the Thunderbirds in the AHL. Max Ote, final year in the queue with the Gatineau Olympique, 4 goals and 5 assists for the great winger, 9 points with Gatineau. Etienne Morin, Calgary Flames, now with the AHL's Calgary Wranglers, has a couple of games under his belt so far. Dylan Gill, property of the Tampa Bay Lightning, now in the ECHL with the Orlando Solar Bears, 7 games played. Dylan has a couple of points so far. Loke Johansson, property Boston Bruins, now with the Maine Mariners, their farm team in the ECHL out of Portland, Maine. 7 games played, 1 assist for Big Loke. Mathis Rousseau in goal, University of Maine, 2 games played so far. Cooper Corbier, a leader now with the Amherst Ramblers this year in Maritime Junior Hockey. The 20-year-old Cormier, 18 points in 16 games for the Ramblers heading into play this week. And having a wonderful time in the Alps Hockey League in Central Europe after 4.5 years with the Cats. Johan Losching, using that Losching laser, 18 points in 13 games, playing for Kitzbühel. That's a team in the Central Europe League of Alps HL. Other teams are in Croatia, Austria, Italy, and Slovenia. A look at some of the former Moncton Wildcat stars and from last year's Gilles Couteau Championship team.
What's in your driveway? Is it just a car or a summer of memories waiting to happen?
A new Subaru from Subaru of Moncton is a mobile base camp for your family's adventures.
With spacious interiors and genuine Subaru accessories like rooftop cargo carriers, you can bring the whole team and all your gear.
And with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, every Subaru is ready for any road trip, rain or shine.
Find out what should be in your driveway at Subaru of Moncton, 1050 Aviation Avenue. Welcome to Uncommon.
post-intermission feature is presented by Slush Puppy.
Nouvelle occasion des Wildcats de Moncton l'année passée avec l'équipe championnat. Vincent encore maintenant avec l'Armada Blainville. Good to see you, Vince. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Marty.
Puis d'une bonne équipe à une autre bonne équipe. Parle-nous de ta saison avec l'Armada. Équipe formidable.
Exactement, oui. J'ai été chanceux. Évidemment, j'étais très bien à Moncton, mais de me retrouver ici avec l'équipe qu'on a, c'est assez spécial. Là, on a eu un début de saison plus difficile, un peu malchanceux avec toutes les blessures qu'on a eues, mais je sens qu'on a vraiment un beau groupe et que c'est une belle année qui nous attend.
You had a wonderful year last year. Two great years in Moncton. The Gilles Cousteau Trophy, what a year it was. Are you still in touch with the guys, although you're playing against them tonight?
Of course. I think I talk to Mercier.
Oui,
je parle à Mercier à toutes les 3 fois par semaine, à Desnoyers, même chose. Évidemment, il y a beaucoup de gars qui étaient déjà vieux l'an passé, donc qui ont mauvais on avec la Ligue, mais je parle encore à beaucoup des joueurs, Soum, Vidicek. C'est sûr que ce soir, ça va être un match spécial.
Ouais, je les suis un petit peu vers ça parce que Sophie à Providence College, Vidicek à Quinnipiac, Tavuso à University of Minnesota, tout est pas payé, mais it's good to see you still keeping in touch.
Oui, c'est ça. Avec une année spéciale qu'on a vécue, on garde contact, puis le groupe chat de l'équipe de l'an passé est encore actif, donc c'est le fun de continuer ça.
Donc, tu vas voir ton famille billet quand l'Armada vient à Moncton. Je sais pas la date, mais it's very exciting.
Moi, je sais la date, 6 mars.
OK, le 6 mars?
Ouais, à la fin de l'année. C'est déjà encerclé dans le calendrier.
David, 25 goals last year, bonne saison. Say hi to your family. It's good to see you again, and have a great year.
Merci, Marty. Bonjour tout le monde.
Merci. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Marty.
Moncton Wildcats. This is Maritime Hydraulic Wildcats hockey on Inspire FM.
Third period is nigh. Well, it's coming up. I guess that means the same thing. Not often we use those terms. 5-1 lead, folks, for Moncton Wildcats. What an impressive road debut on this 3-game trip. But again, the team is extremely exciting speed-wise, and we're seeing a lot of that tonight from Simon Binkley, Kuzma Baronin, Caleb Desnoyers, Alex Mercier, Ryan Chudzinski, Nico Turnus as well, Tom Blyle on defense. Very solid. Good to have Otto Magnuson back in the lineup. He had a 1-game suspension. Did not play in St. John. The Cats have won their last 3 on the road, if you're tracking, and I know you are. 5-4 at Halifax, 4-2 at St. John, 4-2 at Charlottetown. All right. We'll get the ice mics back in play here at the Centre Excellence Bar Rousseau in Boisbriand, not far from Laval and not far from Montreal, about a half an hour out, as you know. 5-1 lead. Rudy Guimont, very solid. Each team 21 shots on net. Let's get to the summary, folks. Once again, if you're just tuning in, where have you been? In and out, I think. Matt Virgilio from Alex Mercier and Ted Mutrin. First period, Teddy Mutrin from Simon Binkley and Alex Mercier. Binkley again from Virgilio and Aiden Diamond. 3-0 after 1. 2 more in the second. Baronin and Kuzma from Nico Turnus and Caleb Desnoyers. Alex Mercier, 8th of the year. Stealing it from an Armada defenseman. Here comes Desnoyers off the face-off. Pulled down from behind as he went for the net. And we get a penalty on the play. Right off the draw. Desnoyers trying to split the D. And he's tripped up on the way to the net. Early power play. Make it a 5-on-3 for 135. Brought to you by Crown Plaza and Baton Rouge. Okay. Tripping the call on number 10, Théo Lemieux, the 20-year-old defenseman. Bill Zonal leaving the game early. Hope it's not too serious. The Pittsburgh Penguin draft pick. Very exciting hockey player. Former Rouen Aranda, number 9, Bill Zonal. 5-on-3 power play. The Cats lose the draw. It'll be about a minute and a half and counting. Puck in behind Rudy Guimont. Moncton skating right to left. Here comes Tom Blyle. Effortlessly out over the blue line. Blyle cuts in behind the net, swings around Carbonneau. Out the other side. Blyle will drop it back. Moving in Mutrin. Top of the circle, Nico Turnus. 5-on-3 for another minute and 10. Turnus back to Blyle. Blyle not shooting. Desnoyers takes it now with a swing back to the front. He's in the slot area. Back to Blyle. There's the shot, and he ripped it high over the net. It sailed by Turnus out to center. 5-on-3 power play. Desnoyers will swing back in the Moncton zone. A little bit of room to work with. Desnoyers drops it back. Blyle's going to carry it over the blue line. Tom Blyle along the boards. 5-on-3 for another 40 seconds. Around the boards. Desnoyers. Cats up by 4, 5-1. In front of the net. Butrin, open net. Gabe Smith puts it in the open side. Bang, bang, bang. What a three-way passing play. Very quickly. And Moncton's big number 9 parked at the post to redirect that in. I think Desnoyers and Butrin assisting. We got a 1-11 power play goal by the Cats. How about 6-1 here in Boisbriand over the Armada? Desnoyers in the corner. Bombed the pass. Butrin to Gabe Smith. Had to take it off the skate first, then put it in. Radkoff, no chance on the play. Power play goal, Moncton. Time of that one again, 1-11. Assurance Bienot. Gabe Smith on the power play. It was a 5-on-3. Give Gabe Smith 3 on the year. He got one in St. John on Sunday. Statement game by the Cats here, coming in to play the first place team in the Western Conference, and it's a 6-1 Moncton lead. Cats still with power play time out there. Here they come up ice on a 5-on-4. Moving in, Veronin swings behind the net. Back to Binkley on the wall. Binkley back to the blue line, Virgilio. Back to Binkley. Binkley back to Virgilio. Virgilio moving in. The one-timer. Veronin rebound, and it's on a play. Saved by Radkoff. Veronin right there at the post. Cats almost getting another one to make it 7-1. Gabe Smith from Ted Butrin. Butrin has a goal and 2 assists along with Alex Mercier. Kuzma Veronin has a goal as well along with Matt Virgilio. Gabe Smith on the power play. Loose puck off the face-off. It's coming up the wall. 18-13 to go in the third. Here comes Laving. He lost it to Chudzinski. The charge down the right side. That's Veronin. Chipping it into the corner. Veronin centers it. Loose puck. Mercier couldn't get a shot away. And back come the Armada through center. Coming down on the wing is Carbonneau. Carbonneau tries to center one. Bouncing around. Loose in front. The loose puck corralled by Mercier. Coming down the wing. Mercier hitting the Armada blue line. Too many black sweaters. And it's chopped back to the Cat blue line. Laving comes in. No shot. Carbonneau can't get a shot away on Virgilio. Veronin swings back. He'll throw it around the board. Otto Magnuson in the Cat zone. Magnuson up the wall. Shipped off Carbonneau. Magnuson gets it back. Back in behind the net. Good play. Hayden Diamond up the middle. Loose puck through center. Butrin with 3 Wildcats over the line. Drop pass. Binkley in front of the net. Wow, Turnus had a stick lifted at the last second. Good play at the net by that trio. 6-1 Cats leading. 17:08 to go in the third period here at Boisbriand. Back to the left point. Diamond lets it go. Radkoff, like a first baseman, palm down, making the save. He'll hold on off Hayden Diamond. If you're just tuning in, it's been all Moncton tonight. 3 in the first, 2 more in the second. And Gabe Smith, moments ago, power play goal brought to you by Crown Plaza and Baton Rouge. All right, 6-1 lead. 17:04 to go in the third. Again, the goals to Virgilio, Butrin, Binkley, Veronin, Mercier, and Gabe Smith. Add 2 assists each to Mercier and Ted Butrin. From the faceoff, back in behind the net. Shot out to center, picked up by Lounsbury. Turnus turning and firing. Right pad save by Radkoff off Nico Turnus. Turnus will steal it again. Inside the Armada blue line, Lounsbury going to the net. It's deflected over the net of Radkoff. Lounsbury out the other side, giving a pretty good collar, kept in by Diamond at the blue line. Bouncing puck, Gabe Smith trying to keep it in. Diamond's there. He'll shoot it out to center. At the Armada bench, Diamond, whoa, that was dangerous. He was bent over and took the hit with a shoulder. He's okay, and heading back to the Moncton bench. Nico Turnus in behind the Armada goal. Good work by the Cats. Thornborough's out there. Turnus will turn and fire off the leg. Back to the blue line. Virgilio tried an extra move, kept in by Wallenius. Puck at the Moncton blue line. Gosselin evading a check from Wallenius. Puck flipped out to center. Gabe Smith is there. Smith off the boards to Graydon Rudson-Palmer. Bouncing puck in front of the net and shot out to center by the Armada. 15:55 to go. Eric Wallenius will slip it into the corner to Matt Virgilio. Up the boards it goes. Loose puck at the Armada blue line. The Cats are up 6-1 in Boisbriand. Moncton looking to go 8-4-2-0. Here come the Wildcats through center. Caleb Desnoyers will hit the blue line and 3 Armada, shipping it in the corner in behind Radkoff. Robertson-Palmer showing up, puck along the boards, back to the blue line to Blyle. There's the drive, off the glass wide. The Armada in their own zone, trying to bring it out through center. Here they come, Lemieux at the net. Walker save Guimont. Another shot wide of Guimont. It'll sail back to the right blue line. Vinny Collard throws one to the front of the net, blocked. Tom Blyle up on the boards. Robertson-Palmer, Desnoyers defending at the net, wide of Guimont once again. Binkley's out there as well. In the corner, Binkley hitting his man. The Armada taking some runs, thrown out by Robertson-Palmer. Keep your head up, gentlemen, or eyes on the back of your head with a 6-1 lead, 14:55 to go. Here comes a speedy D-man Villeneuve. Will flip it off the glass into the corner. Picking it up, Carbonneau. Flip back in behind the Moncton net, picked up by Blyle. They'll reverse it, nice play. Poitiers-Gendron up through center to Chudzinski. He'll block it, open man in front, Mercier, but a rolling puck ends up in the corner. Ryan Chudzinski battling 2 Armada, hooked pretty good by Villeneuve. An Armada player dumped as well. Chudzinski in front, saved by Radkoff, Mercier right there. Another shot, pad save, Radkoff from Magnuson at the left point. Good pressure by the Cats, 14:15 to go in a 6-1 lead. Back to the blue line, Diamond. At the net, right into Radkoff, he'll hold on. Chudzinski battling, Villeneuve and Riley Sampson. Armada clearly frustrated. Sampson can get under your skin, and he's done just that with Xavier Villeneuve. Gave him a little two-hander on the way by. Now Levine comes out to talk to Sampson. Well done, Mr. Sampson from Boucher. Strong as they come. Marty here in Boisbriand, Quebec. Wildcats hockey. How exciting, folks. This team, I'm telling you, what an impressive road game tonight by your Cats. Up 6-1 with 14:08 to go in the third. We're in Sherbrooke tomorrow night to battle the Phoenix. We'll go around the queue here, folks, at the next opportunity. 3 games on the go. Mutrin's at the Moncton bench. He'll get it back to the defense corps. Virgilio across to Eric Wallenius. He'll step over center. And the tough Finnish defenseman throws it in the corner. Puck battle in the Armada zone. Coming out now for the Armada. Throwing it out to center. 34. Cloutier shot in the Moncton zone. Virgilio is there. Wallenius and Laving sparring. Baronin getting by 1 Armada. Trying to get by a couple more. Penalty on the play to Blainville. Lounsbury shoots one high and wide. Back to the blue line to Virgilio. To Ted Mutrin. Mutrin into the corner. Finally, Bo Danfus gets the stick on that, and that'll be a penalty coming up to the Armada. With a 6-1 Moncton lead on the slash. Veteran 20-year-old number 29, Maël Laving, going through the box. And the buzzer as well, stopping play. Third period, 13:23 to go. Moncton out shooting the Armada, 28-24, folks. If you're tuning in, 6-1. I'll repeat that score, 6-1 Cats here in Boisbriand. This is Cats Hockey on FloHockey TV from Boisbriand, Quebec.
Moncton Wildcats, third period of play. Brought to you by Eastern College.
What's in your driveway? Is it just for a Monday morning commute? Or is it ready for a Friday afternoon escape? With the new Subaru, the answer is both. Nimble enough for downtown, yet rugged enough for Fundy National Park. With legendary all-wheel drive and impressive fuel efficiency, a Subaru is ready for whatever your week throws at it. Don't just own a car, own your adventure. Find out what should be in your driveway at Subaru of Moncton, 1050 Aviation Avenue in Dieppe. Welcome to our college.
Julie, how do you feel about insurance?
Aussi fun qu'un software upgrade notification in the middle of Bonbon Busters.
What if we can make it fun? I've been thinking about building a funky new insurance app that...
Insurance app? You know, already did. Ils t'ont dit, Mike.
But can they aid me at Bonbon Busters?
Low probability, Mike. Treat yourself to Worripa Insurance coverage and service. Visit Doviano.com today. Worripa.
Period action. Welcome back, everybody, to the home of the Armada. Boisbriand Quebec Cats with a 6-1 lead. And a power play brought to you by Crown Plaza and Baton Rouge. Moncton will swing the back slowly. Number 18, Caleb Desnoyers. Through center, Tommy Blyle poke check, but he's quick enough to get back and pick it up again. On the forecheck, number 2, the goal scorer, Torque Yenersio. In the Moncton corner again, last man back, Ted Mutrin. Feather pass through center, Desnoyers dishes it off on the wing to Gabe Smith, back to the blue line to Tom Blyle. Blyle lets it go, high and wide on the blocker side of Radkoff. Chopped out to the blue line, kept in by Moncton. Puck battle on the boards. Cats up 6-1, they're on the power play. We've got 12:41 to go in the third. Chopped down the ice by the Armada. Gliding back, Tom Blyle, 16. Blainville, New York native, 6-footer, 160 pounds, and a beautiful skater. Last man back, that is Binkley, finding a hole over the Armada blue line, swings back to the blue line. Binkley will try to drop it back, intercepted, bouncing puck. The Armada throw it through center. Flying into the corner with Virgilio, Braden Bester, 21. He's tied up with the loose puck, coolly picked up by Veronin. He is on super speed, down the left side, puts on the brakes, Veronin. Back to the blue line, Virgilio moving inside of a net shot. Wow, that was close. Fortier-Gendron moved in for the tip. Power play Cats. We've got 30 seconds remaining. Fortier-Gendron back to Matt Virgilio. At the top of the circle, a pass in front. Broken. Veronin's stick actually busted in two. Off to the bench he goes, and Guimont leaves the puck behind the net for Matt Virgilio. 11:40 in the third. Moncton 6, Armada 1. Cats on the power play for another 10 seconds. Villeneuve going back in the zone. Villeneuve, Studzinski's going to watch him real close and force him back in behind the net. That'll kill the penalty, though. Stepping out of the box now, we have Maël Laving. He'll head to the bench for the Armada. Moncton skating right to left with a 6-1 lead here in Boisbriand. Villeneuve through center, long shoot in. Guimont's going to hold on. That wrist shot very high. Magnuson in the corner with the much smaller Matt Gosselin. Not quite sure what they're doing there. Desjardins will get a Moncton player in a headlock, Wallenius, and I think they're both going off. Clearly frustrated. Moncton putting on a real strong road game, 6-1. 6 different goal scorers. Matt Virgilio second, Ted Mutrin's fourth, Simon Binkley's eighth, Kuzma Veronin's fourth, Alex Mercier's eighth, and Gabe Smith third. Offsetting minors, no arguments there. The 19-year-old Vincent Desjardins, one of the scorers on the team. Wallenius will join him. Subaru Moncton Pump Game Show coming up, folks. The complete summary of tonight's game. Looking good with a 6-1 lead. And a big shout out to all our wonderful billet families who may be listening. Superfan Brett DeBorn, Jonathan Henry, assistant equipment manager, all the gang tuning into Moncton Wildcats hockey in our 30th year. We'll be featuring a look back in Wildcats history all through the year at various years, leading up to number 30. Dave Smith at the faceoff, off the board, Studzinski tried to chip it out. Behind the net, Magnuson on the board, Robertson Palmer out to the boards. Here come the Cats through center. Virgilio will join Gabe Smith in front of Virgilio. A shot and a skate save by Radkoff on the incoming Matt Virgilio. Another shot by Studzinski. Blocked. Good work by Robertson Palmer. Back to Magnuson. Back in behind the net. 5-on-5 out there, offsetting minors to Wallenius. In the box along with Gosselin. Here come the Armada through center. Throw it in from there. Raphael Toutier. Guimont is going to hold on with arriving black sweaters. No further play. 10:30 remaining. Third period. Cats looking to go 8-4-2-0. And they would be indeed 7-3-1 in their last 11 with a victory here tonight. 5-goal lead. We've got 10 minutes and a half remaining. Face off to the left of Guimont, the Cat zone, 5-on-5 with the offsetting minors. Moving in from the blue line, it's an airborne puck in the corner. Diamond's in there. They'll give it to Riley Sampson behind the net to Fortier-Gendron. Number 2, the goal scorer for them, Torque Yenersio. Lost it. The Cats will throw it across their own blue line. Showing up to protect the puck nicely Riley Sampson slips it in the Armada zone. Puck shot out to center. Thornborough tying up his man. Vincent Collard over the line, intercepted by Lounsbury, but that puck not following Preston. They'll get it back though. Here's Fortier-Gendron through center. On the wing, Thornborough going down the lane with Lemieux. Thornborough in the corner as they pile into the boards in the Armada corner. 9:48 to go, 6-1 lead. Diamond quickly across the blue line. Fortier-Gendron shooting off the facial area of Yenersio. He'll go to the bench and Fortier-Gendron will pick it up. Off the boards through center. Loose puck now at the Armada blue line. Villeneuve along the boards to Beau Damphus. Damphus will shoot it in after a little bit of a check from Veronin. Here comes Ted Mutrin up the wall. Veronin in another gear. Cuts around Fili in behind the net. Nice play in front of Mutrin. A shot blocked in front. Full stop behind the net setting up Ted Mutrin. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Coming in is Carbonneau, pushed off the puck effectively by Magnuson. Carbonneau stood up in his tracks. Veronin along the boards. It's centered by the Armada, off the skate. Veronin is there. He'll throw it up the boards to Mutrin. Ted Mutrin off the board. Chudzinski coming down the wing. Knocked off the puck by Fili. 6-1 Cats, 8:48 to go. Shot down the ice by the Armada, and that'll be icing on the play. Do we have the return of Wallenius and Mr. Desjardins? Yes, we do. 6-1 lead, the Wildcats here in Boisbriand. Sherbrooke tomorrow night, folks. Join me for all the action with this exciting Moncton Wildcat club climbing the ladder in that Eastern Conference. Good to have Caleb Desnoyers back tonight. An assist, but such a calming presence out there, the way he sets things up. He has one assist on a power play goal by Kuzma Veronin. 6-1 Cats. Referee Cholette's over there. I think it's basically who's on the ice. We have a timeout now. It may be a review of some kind. 8:44 to go. 6-1 Moncton. We'll take a break and come back. This is Wildcats hockey from Boisbriand, Quebec.
Moncton Wildcats, third period of play. Brought to you by Eastern College.
Je te dis, Mike, V&O Insurance has been insuring New Brunswickers since the Ice Age.
That's called exaggeration, Julie.
Ben, back when your pépère used to deliver ice blocks or housewives.
No kidding.
C'est vrai. V&O's not like them Jean-Guy come lately, who call you during souper with the pitch and a prayer.
That's for sure. Hey, Julie, Pépère had a cool job, huh?
Don't make me block you, Mike. Experience and local knowledge count. Learn more at goviano.com. Worry pas.
This is Moncton Wildcats hockey on Inspire FM, your inspiration station at 105.1 FM Greater Moncton, 107.7 in Bugtouche, 107.3 in Sussex, and 99.1 in Amherst. Click www.inspire.fm to listen on your phone or computer. Moncton Wildcats hockey, only on Inspire FM.
Wildcats. This is Maritime Hydraulic Wildcats hockey on Inspired FM.
Welcome back to Boisbriand, home of the Armada. While the Western Conference leading Armada getting a shell shock tonight from the Moncton Wildcats with a 6-1 lead. Cats opening a 3-game road trip. Sherbrooke tomorrow night, Rimouski on Sunday. Great to have that Saturday off. Nice little bus trip down to Rimouski on the Bas Saint Laurent. 6-1 lead. Okay, the ladder is out from the crew here. Something happening technically. Penalty box door remains open. Face off in the Armada zone. Let's have a gander around the queue, shall we? 2-0 lead. Rimouski over St. John. 3 to go in the third at Rimouski. 5-1 lead with 7 to go in the third at Victoriaville. Drummondville Volts leading Les Tigres 5-1. Now you're up to date. That's around the queue. 3 games only tonight. And right here, it's a Moncton Wildcat 6-1 advantage. Face off to the right of the 6'4" Belarusian Arseny Radkov. Then we hit the face-off along with Mercier and Binkley. Wallenius out there with Matt Virgilio. Loose puck through center, gobbled up by Binkley. Back to the Cat defense score. D to D they go. Up the center, deflected in by an Armada player, Gosselin. They're in the corner, Filai and Mercier. Desnoyers showing up for support. Loose puck, chop puck through center. It's at the Moncton bench. Good play by Virgilio, and it's shot back in by Boisbriand. 8:15 remaining. Wallenius up the boards. Armada player tried to hit him and fell down. Bouncing off Wallenius. Here comes number 21, Braden Bestner, the 19-year-old left winger. The Armada start out in their own zone. Villeneuve, very slick out there. A long pass at the blue line. It'll roll into Rudy Guimont in the corner. Wallenius around the boards to the waiting winger. That's Nico Turnus. Lovely outlet pass. Gabe Smith on the wing. Robertson Palmer coming down the wing as well. He'll sweep it in the corner to Gabe Smith. Moncton up 6-1. 7:40 remaining. Back to the blue line. Magnuson shooting. Turnus side of the net. A shot. And hugging the post, Radkoff. On a quick feed by Turnus. 10 goals on the year, Nico Turnus to lead the team in that category. In behind the net, Magnuson tying up one Armada, maybe two. Following up on the check, good solid hit in the boards. Picked up by Gabe Smith. Smith up the wing to Robertson Palmer. It'll drop back to Magnuson, fires it across. Aiden Diamond's trying to get the center. He'll step over center. Continue carrying the puck. He'll drop it off to Nico Turnus. There's a drive, just wide on the blocker side. Baronin keeps it in. Gabe Smith on the wall in the Armada zone. Centering pass, picked up by the Armada. Vincent Collin wearing 12. Puck battle on the wall. Jean out to center to Nico Turnus. He'll chip it in. 6:48 to go. Textbook hockey by the Cats here so far. Third period, 6 minutes remaining. 6-1 lead. Moncton dropping back to center. 1-4 checker. Baronin. Here come the Armada. Vincent Collin through center wearing 12. Former Cat 25 goal man shoots it in. While behind Rudy Guimont to Jean. Nice play. Baronin coming back to help out defensively. And back come the Cats through center. Riley Sampson will chip it in from center. Baronin was open. In the corner, Filai. Around the boards it goes in the Armada zone. Tommy Bliles at center, and he'll shoot it in with 6 minutes remaining officially in the third. 6-1 Moncton lead. Coming down the wing, Blyle is there. Tom Blyle swings it back to Magnuson. Magnuson back to Blyle. Blyle sidesteps one Armada player. Back to Lounsbury at center. Over the line. Thornborough trying to cut in, knocked down. And the Armada pick up the puck with Thornborough. Good second effort by Spencer Thornborough. Jammed up on the Armada bench now with two Armada. Shuzinski helping out. Swept in by the Armada. Magnuson going into the corner with 28, Olivier Lemieux. Rolling puck in the corner. Ted Butrin is there. He'll throw it out to center. Coming out of the Moncton corner slowly, I believe, Aiden Diamond. You're going to keep your heads up, gentlemen. 5 minutes to go with a 6-1 lead. Here comes Carbonneau over the line. Carbonneau throwing one to the front of the net, wide of Guimont. And Guimont will simply put the trapper down, make that blocker, and hold on, stopping play. League timeout. Moncton 6, the Armada 1. Western Conference leaders getting a drubbing here on home ice by your Moncton Wildcats. This is Cats Hockey on FloHockey TV from Boisbriand, Quebec.
Moncton Wildcats, third period of play. Brought to you by Eastern College.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Maritime Hydraulics, serving Atlantic Canada through its 3 Moncton facilities for over 40 years. Maritime Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic system repairs, manual and CNC machining, custom fabrication, industrial maintenance, and heavy equipment inspection and repair. Go Cats, go!
What's in your driveway? Is it just a car or summer memories waiting to happen?
A new Subaru from Subaru of Moncton is a mobile base camp for your family's adventures.
With spacious interiors and genuine Subaru accessories like rooftop cargo carriers, you can bring the whole team and all your gear.
And with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, every Subaru is ready for any road trip, rain or shine.
Find out what should be in your driveway at Subaru of Moncton, 10th Aviation Avenue. Welcome to our common.
Moncton Wildcats. This is Maritime Hydraulic Wildcats Hockey on Inspire FM.
5:05 remaining in the third period. Moncton 6, the Armada 1. Puck battle at the Armada blue line. Chudzinski draped along the boards, battling with Thornborough. Kept in, wrapped in hard by Wallenius in the corner. Teddy Mutrin shows up on the forecheck along with Chudzinski. Stepping out for the Armada, throwing it out to center. Zach Plamondon, the Armada over the line. Loose puck along the boards. Chipped out nicely by Thornborough. Good play. Chudzinski chasing it down the ice. A bouncing puck in the Armada zone. Here they come through center. Rusnat. They're at the Moncton bench. Laving snaps it across in front. Wide of Guimont. Another shot. Guimont make the save. Desnoyers wraps it around the boards. Back to the blue line. Kept in by the Armada, but Binkley does his job well, hitting that player. Here comes Mercier, looking in front to Desnoyers. Side of the net shot. Desnoyers with a bit of a whack at it. Right into the glove of Radkoff. 4:14 to go. Moncton 6. Western Conference leading Armada 1 here in Boisbriand Ice. If I can get a look at the attendance figure, folks, for tonight's game. Nothing posted yet. 1,522, 1522. That's with a 6-1 lead. Virgilio, Mutrin, Binkley, Veronin, Mercier, and Gabe Smith. Add 2 more assists to Mercier and Ted Mutrin. Mercier off the faceoff, back to the blue line. Magnuson throwing it down on the wing to Binkley. Shot by Desnoyers off the crossbar. They wave it off. Quick wrist shot by number 18, Desnoyers. You can hear it hit the pipe. Back down for the Armada. Coming down the ice, Magnuson knocks Bessner down. Fans would love a penalty here. Back to Bo Damphus at the blue line. Damphus with Binkley in front. Shot wide into the corner. Ludovic Grenier. Grenier back to the blue line. Moving in from the blue line. Damphus a shot. Rock in front. 2 saves. Guimont. Rebound cleared wide. Good coverage by the Cats and Guimont. Carbonneau back to the blue line. There's the pass in front off a skate. It'll roll back to the blue line. Kept in. That was almost outside the line. Picked up by Diamond. Up the wall. Binkley will throw it across the slot area. Good defensive maneuvering by Desnoyers. Good second effort. Gets the puck out as he does so well. 3:13 to go. A long stretch pass by the Armada. It'll end up on the stick of Frotier Gendron. He's in behind Rudy Guimont. Gendron steps out. Throws it across to Tom Blyle. Lyle's going to carry it in and rips it in from center. 2:58 to go with a 6-1 Cats lead. Gabe Smith in the corner, surrounded by black sweaters. Puck chipped up the ball by the Armada. They're in the neutral zone now. Good comeback. Robertson Palmer, great defensively. Tom Blyle in the corner, putting on the brakes. Moving around the boards. Gabe Smith is there. Smith, second effort, rolling. It'll get to Robertson Palmer. Kept in by the Armada. Meanwhile, Nico Turnus being jostled by Plamondon. It's the after the whistle stuff, folks. You got to keep your eye on. And again, Moncton, they're well aware of keeping their heads up with a 6-1 lead. Cats looking good in this game. Following the hockey game, the complete game summary. Subaru Moncton post-game show. Brought to you by Subaru of Moncton, of course. Final in Rimouski, the Sea Dogs falling to the Oceanic 3-0 at the Sun Life. We'll be there Sunday afternoon. 3 to go in the third period at Victoriaville, Drummondville 5, Fatigada 1. Canadians are playing in New Jersey tonight. I must keep the score on that if I can. We've got a 6-1 lead. Referees having a chat down there with the linesman inside the blue line. 2:33 officially on the clock. Moncton out shooting the Armada 30-28. Face off to the right of the big Belarusian 6'4", Arseny Radkoff. Starting his 13th game of the year tonight. Rudy Guimont starting game 11. Wrapped around the boards by the Armada. It'll bounce by everybody down the wall. Aiden Diamond going back after it. Diamond puts on the brakes. He'll give it to Lounsbury. Outlet pass. Centered by the Armada. Diamond gets a stick on that. Rolling puck. Laving turns and fires. High over the Moncton net. Penalty on the play. Wallenius picks it up. It looks like a Moncton penalty for high sticking. Man, that puck is bouncing like an NBA basketball. It's off the boards, off the glass, in front of the net. Aiden Diamond going to the box. Probably an accidental high stick, I would say. Strong on D, our PEI defenseman, number 21, Aiden Diamond. Well, 6-1. Game one of a three-game swing. We're in Sherbrooke tomorrow night. Tune in for all the action. There'll be plenty of it. And Sunday, 4 o'clock Atlantic time against l'Océanique Rimouski. 6-1 lead. The Cats on the Firo wasted recycling power play off the face-off. Hammered down the ice. Fortier-Gendron. 2 minutes remaining in the third. Cats up by 5. Loose puck at center. It'll be Fortier-Gendron once again. And he'll simply heel one 12 feet in the air, down the ice, picked up behind the net by 42, Vincent Desjardins. 1:47 remaining in the third in this game. It's a 6-1 Cats lead. Riley Sampson with 3 Armada on him. Great work. Puck comes through center. Desjardins throwing it on the wall. Fortier-Gendron steps out. Throws it high on the glass. Knocked down by Villeneuve. Bouncing puck with 1:29 to go. Power play. Desjardins comes off the board. Side of the net. Good coverage by the Cats. Back to the blue line and just by Villeneuve and out. 1:18 to go. 6-1 lead. The Armada with the puck at their own blue line. Vincent Desjardins steps over the Cat blue line. Forced to shoot it around the boards. Back to the blue line. Kept in by the Armada. Villeneuve in front. Nobel shooting. That simply hit Milenius. Up in the air with 1 minute to go. 6-1 lead. Power play by the Armada. Another shot blocked in front of Gabe Smith. That's blocking all kinds of shots. And Gabe Smith will fire it down the ice. We're down to 44 seconds. Cats will improve to 8-4, 2-0 with a big road win and make that 4 in a row away from the Avenir Center. Here come the Armada. Loose puck inside their blue line. Matt Gosselin will carry it over the line. Immediately joined by Robertson Palmer, back to the blue line. Vincent Collard, top of the circle. Collard turning. Vincent Collard comes in. There's the shot. Bad save. Guimont rebounding and over to make the save. Off 28. Wow. Lemieux. 11 seconds to go in this hockey game. Back to the blue line. No shot. Fired down the ice. That'll be icing with 4 seconds to go. Let the clock go, gentlemen. And they're going to stop it with 1.8. I would simply get that off the clock. 1.8 to go. Face off in the Cat zone. What a great road win statement performance by your Moncton Wildcats tonight. Containing, simply handling the Armada from Blainville-Boisbriand 6-1 before 1,500 at Sport Excellence Rousseau. From the face-off, quick shot wide. That will be it. Rudy Guimont getting a lot of hugs and congratulations down there. Cats with a massive road win. That's 4 in a row on the road after wins in Halifax, Charlottetown, and St. John. Final score, 6-1 Moncton on Blainville-Boisbriand ice. And the first place Western Conference Armada now know they have an opponent. We only see them one more time, of course, excluding playoff activity. They'll be at the Avenir later in the year. 6-1 Cats final here to open up the road trip. What a game. Coach Gardner McDougall walking off the ice down there along with the coaching staff. Doug Dowell, Kelsey Tessier, and Michael Tam. Maybe some TV interviews come here with the Cats down there. I do want to extend our sincere condolences, folks. I didn't mention this during the game, but the mother-in-law of our coach, Doug Dowell, passed away, Amy McCracken, in the Rothsay area. We certainly extend all our heartfelt condolences to Doug and his wife and the family on her passing. All right, the Wildcat fans are here making a lot of racket. Did they make the trip up? Family members, I guess, they're in one corner as the Cats are going down with their sticks up in the air. And a very impressive 6-1 win in Boisbriand. We're back with the Subaru Moncton postgame show. Marty in Boisbriand. Thursday night, Cats win 6-1. Back with more on Cats Radio Inspire FM.
This is Maritime Hydraulic Wildcats Hockey on Inspire FM.
What's in your driveway? Is it just a car or summer memories waiting to happen?
A new Subaru from Subaru of Moncton is a mobile base camp for your family's adventures.
With spacious interiors and genuine Subaru accessories like rooftop cargo carriers, you can bring the whole team and all your gear.
And with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, every Subaru is ready for any road trip, rain or shine.
Find out what should be in your driveway at Subaru of Moncton, 1050 Aviation Avenue. Welcome to Uncommon.
Now, your Moncton Wildcats Subaru of Moncton post-game show. On Inspire FM, here's Marty Kingston.
Welcome back, everybody. Obviously, a happy Taylor McDougall here, the Wildcat general manager, Antoine Samuel to my left during the game as the Cats take down the Armada